first, how delightful I am. Let me just start the show with a little dip in Lake Me. I am still fat. I'm disgustingly fat, but
I couldn't tell.
I am down 16 pounds.
Hey, good
16
job.
pounds. It's been almost 2 months of this. Thank you for your half-assed applause. Thank you very much for your kindly go-off applause. I know I'm still a fat ass. I only bring this up because I have to tell you, I get weighed. You're killing me, Drew. I get weighed. I went to my acupuncture yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I'm that guy. I'm that hippie, hipster, new age guy.
It's okay, man. It's all good.
I love my acupuncture. So I go in for acupuncture, and I get weighed when I go in, and it's a big deal because I strip down to just my underpants. Slow down, ladies. The thought of just me in my stained underpants.
What's the number?
Oh,
you care sharing?
It's 250.
Okay.
250. Below 248.
Nicely done.
248. Still a big fat load. Thank you for that worthless applause. Anyway, I mentioned this because I go into my acupuncture and I get weighed, right? And I'm standing there in just my underpants, and the male nurse guy comes in and he slides the thing over and he goes, "Hey, that's beautiful. That's a lot of weight." And he leaves the room and he says, "The doctor will be with you in a moment." Now, as always, I'm sitting there on the table in my underpants, waiting to assume the position to get the needles. And I'm thinking, I really have to take a crap. I really do. I wanted to take a big, nice, juicy one at work.
Just a growler, huh?
Well, yesterday the problem was, going back to this shift, Drew, I was very used to when we did the morning show. I loved it because the only person that I occasionally would run into in the men's room in the morning would be Drew.
Yes, I know you're very private about that.
I love my private BM time.
Yeah, man.
There's nothing like it. And with this schedule that we're doing now, for goodness sakes, before the show yesterday, every time we would get out of some stupid meeting or something, I'd go to the bathroom and they would be like having a convention of sales guys in there, all of them compulsively washing their hands and doing anything they can do to actually not work. So I held it, and then we got done with the show, and I had to take another phone call, and then I wanted to go to the bathroom, and there were sales guys in there. I thought, screw it, I'll hold it till I get to the acupuncture. I get to the acupuncture. I was up on the scale, and I felt so good about the amount of weight that I had lost. When the guy left the room, I thought, you know what, I just got to go take a nice dump. So I threw on the little hospital gallon thingy, and I go waddling down the hall to the bathroom, and I unload, and I mean to tell you, it was a sweet release.
Is that where the 16 pounds came from?
Well, the whole reason that I wanted to do it was to get back on the scale to see if maybe I would drop an extra pound, right?
Right.
So I let this go. And I can say this for you, the greatest daytime audience in AM radio. It was like, this maybe I couldn't have said in the morning show because it's a bit descriptive. It was like Frosted Flakes. That is with the consistency of what I had going on.
That's an infection.
No, that's called, all I did was like eat vegetables and blueberries.
Are you still doing that? Are you still eating your baby carrots?
Religiously with that
And you
stuff.
haven't slipped once at all? I mean, you haven't had a burger?
Sure, I've eaten some crap, but, moderation in all things, including moderation. So anyway, I go in, I take the crap, and it's a big, messy one. It's not a nice thing. And I get up, and I go to flush, and it starts to happen. And I know you've been in this situation before, and I know everyone can relate to this. It's the toilet starts flushing, and then all of a sudden it does a reversal, and it's not flushing anymore, and now the water is rising.
Right.
And now the water is rising, including the Frosted Flakes that I've put on top, okay?
The fire rises.
Yeah, so Bane, I'm sitting there with my ass hanging out of this gown, and I'm just watching the water go up, and for a good, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds when I should have been looking for the way to turn out the water off, I just stood it there as if looking at it was going to make it go down, and I was just in my mind going, "Oh no, not all over the floor. Please, not all over the floor."
Okay, describe the bathroom. Is it like what we have here where there's stalls, or is it a private one?
It is one bathroom.
Because usually in those private bathrooms, they'll have a plunger right next to it.
One toilet, one sink. They did not have a plunger.
Ooh.
They had the cleaner thing, the scrubby thing. So I am down on my hands and knees now on the floor trying to get behind the toilet to turn the water off, right? Because I can just see this thing exploding like a volcano of fecal matter. So thank God I get the water turned off. And I mean to tell you, it is just a nano away from the top. I mean, and it's like, when you get pudding. And a lot of people like, if you get pudding, they like to take the film off the top of it. Scrape off. This is what you could have done with this.
Oh God.
So it's bubbling all the way to the top. Now I take off the tank of the toilet, and now I'm looking at, I believe they call it the ball cock shock radio.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm looking at the ball cock, and it seems to be a super ball cock, like every other one that I've ever seen before. I can't figure out why the toilet is not filling with water. So they have a little tiny plastic Dixie cup in there, like for water, like the kind you get in a dentist office. I don't know why
If you're going to spew into this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't know why it was just this one cup, which was plastic. Almost, maybe someone left it in there. Now that you think about it, it looked like something you would get on the top of like a
water cooler.
Cough syrup. It was that type of.
Okay.
You know when you get the cough syrup or NyQuil and it's got the little thing on top, the little cup that shows you how much to take?
I got you.
It was one of those little things. So what I'm doing is, now how idiotic is this? I turn the water on, and I'm filling up this tiny, maybe one teaspoonful thimble of water, and taking it all the way from the sink to the toilet and putting it in the top part of the tank. Then I realize, well, now this is going to be the slowest job of all time.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I hear from outside, "Hey, are you in there? The doc is ready for you." And I'm like going, oh my God, what the hell do I do? So I just shut the lid on the toilet and went and laid down on the bed.
You left it.
You left the pudding in there?
Well, so I'm laying down, and he's talking with me, and he's putting, like, I got 15 needles in my forehead, and my feet, and my legs, and he's saying, "So, how is everything going? Your weight loss is looking good. You know, you got to stop your intake of sugar." And right in the middle of it, I just couldn't help myself. I was laying there for about 5 minutes just listening to him. I just said, "I have to tell you something. I totally just destroyed your bathroom." And now this is a dangerous thing to say to a guy who's got sharp needles, who's putting them into your skin.
You wreck my bathroom.
I thought you would play it this way. I thought you would go in there and go, "Hey, someone destroyed that bathroom."
Listen,
I would have blamed it on.
Here's the thing: the bathroom is right off where you check in, where the receptionist is, and there's like 4 little offices, 4 little examining rooms, and the bathroom. I mean, there's no way they're not going to know it's me. So I said to him, "I destroyed your bathroom." Now this whole time he's putting in the needles, and he's going, "Mm-hmm." No, I'm sure it's not. What happened? And I said, I had like explosive bowels. I don't know. I said, a lot of things. And now at this point, I'm just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, a lot of stuff happened at work. We had a lot of changes, and my diet.
I've been very upset. I watched RoboCop last night.
Yes, and I made a mess in there. And then one thing, I go to flush the toilet, and it starts to back up, and I turn the water off. And at this point, he has stopped putting the needles in. Okay, now he's just looking at me, and he's just listening to me, and he says, "So did the toilet overflow?" And I say, "No, almost though." I say, it's a nano away from overflowing." And he said, "Well, we've had some problems with that toilet before." "All right, don't worry about it. Thank you for telling me. You feeling okay?" And he goes back to putting the needles in, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so now let's go through 45 minutes. It's beautiful. I get the needles in my front. I get the needles in my back. Nobody says anything to me. We get done. I'm up front. I'm paying the copay thing with our insurance, and still no one's saying anything to me except the lady at the front desk. She looks me right in the eye, and she says, "Is your stomach okay?" Right now, I'm not putting this together, because at this point, I think I've got my get out of jail card.
You're so relaxed, right?
Yes, I'm feeling good. No one said to me anything to me about it. I'm just standing there paying my bill. The $25 copay. She said, "You have an upset stomach?" I go, "No, why?" And she said, "Oh, I the bathroom." And I went, "Oh my God!" I said, "Did you?" And she said, "Did I what?" And I said, "Did you have to clean that up?" She said, "Yes."
Oh my God!
And as it turns out, all she had to do was there was a way
Stick her hand down there.
there was some way to get the water turned back on, and somehow she said she managed it. It flushed, and I said, "Well,
Can't you tell by the surgical mask she's wearing?"
I said, you are a better man than me. I mean, I looked right at this woman. She's like in her early 60s, and I said, "Oh my God, how am I ever going to look you in the eye again?" I said, "When you went in there, did you lift up?" She says, "Of course I lifted up the lid." The lid. And how was your acupuncture today? Was it good? Was it relaxing?
Nice segue.
Can we see you next Monday, same time? All right. Doctor says have a nice day.
Ooh. How are you feeling today?
I feel fine. I felt fine yesterday.
Regular peanut butter style?
Yeah, it's fine today. I just think my bowels are just in an uproar, and I was all excited. Sometimes I get like a party happening in the back of my pants.
Yes,
and everybody wants to join the party.
Yeah, but you're the only person I know who craps a Tech 9.
Now, someone is writing on our fabulous tax line, Land of the Idiots. Don, the tank wouldn't fill up because you turned the water off, you knucklehead. Well, no, this was the problem. The water, yes, I turned the water off, correct, because it was going crazy. When the lady went in there to do, and what would you have me done? At that point, if I had not turned the water off, I mean to tell you, there would have been like the Beverly Hillbillies, a bubbling crude all over the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what she did. I don't know what that guy means with the text. The tank wouldn't fill up because you turned the water. I think what she probably did was go in and she got like a pitcher of water or something. She didn't use a little NyQuil sipper thing like I was, and she probably just filled it with
Just
water.
a plunger.
And just,
I was gonna say, yeah.
those
Flushed it right
private
away.
bathrooms usually have one, isn't there?
maybe she did that. I don't know.
But
Anyway.
you had to get down on your hands and knees in a foreign bathroom.
Yes.
That's like a nightmare of mine.
And I always get this thought when I was leaning over. I am always afraid to drop the soap in the shower. When I'm by myself, I'm afraid to drop the soap in the shower because when I lean over to bend over and pick it up, I imagine, oh my God, this is like prison.
The faucet's gonna come get you.
No, it's just
Jake Gyllenhaal.
you know, it's everyone's. It's in some way, it's what we all imagine the worst part of prison would be. That you go to prison and
Or
you
the best.
you shower with other fellas, and then some guy says that you're his. You're his B.I.H. And the next thing you know, you got a big earring in there, and
American History X.
your poops are all messy all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And so anyway, when I was on the floor yesterday, these are the things that float through my mind. I'm on the floor looking for the water, and I had the.
You're afraid someone's gonna rape you.
Well, I had the gown
an
on, and I was
acupuncture
exposed in the back, even though I had my underpants. And I just thought, I don't like. For whatever reason, I don't feel comfortable in a situation where, like in the animal kingdom, I would be presenting, where I'm out there. You know how bears are. I mean, a bear will go take a nice dump in the woods, and then he'll just like present his gnarly butt to you. Look at this. Look at what I've done. Well, I don't know if a bear would necessarily do that. I don't know if I've ever seen any animal that would do that.
I'm on the same track with you. I know what you're saying, like a lioness in the jungle.
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
Serengeti,
Absolutely.
picking her ass up.
Something like that. So anyway, it was an exciting time at the acupuncturist, and that's all I could think about the whole time was Jesus, how am I gonna go back in there next week? But I think as they said to me on the way, we've seen worse. Don't worry about it. I thought, man, you've seen worse. Introduce me to that guy.
Catfish.
Introduce me. I always wanted to
Spraying.
meet someone who was like me, James.
Whoa.
James. Wow, what's going on the phone there? Let me.
It's on a 777.
Yeah, but are you calling from a wing of a plane, James?
Hello, James.
James.
And we're off to a fantastic start. I would love to blame this on the equipment, although I can hear the guy. He's just, is he just along for the ride? Oh, no, there he is.
He's gone now.
And he's gone. Andy's gone.
That
out
was
of there.
good.
All right, listen, on the show today, at some point, I got to call, I know it's old news, but I got to call Abe Vigoda to tell him about James
Soprano?
Gandolfini. Yeah, here's what I got for you in the opening part of the show here today. Drew, I've got this disgusting video. It's making the rounds now. I've had it up on my Facebook page for a couple of days of the dude going through the dumpster at Golden Corral.
Oh, yeah,
The guy that works for Golden Corral. Awesome video. The Paula Deen lawsuit. We got into this a little bit yesterday, and we had a lot of people writing and telling us, hey, you should really find out what's really at the core of this whole thing with the Paula Deen lawsuit. Well, somebody sent me a copy of the lawsuit.
Okay.
And we're going to have some mighty good fun listening to...
Is this what she was talking about, having the wedding on a plantation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is it. It's the Superior Court of Chatham County in the state of Georgia. It's Lisa
God, that
Jackson.
just sounds racist.
Lisa Jackson versus Paula Deen Enterprises, and Earl Bubba Ayers, I don't know how you pronounce his name. He's the guy that runs Uncle Bubba's Seafood and Oyster House, which sounds incredibly racist to me.
I know.
There's something about it. If you go into a place with the name Uncle Bubba, I think you know you're in trouble right from the beginning.
I talked to Ron about this today. Ron is our only black employee here. And he goes...
I don't see color. I don't know that, Drew.
I was talking about Paula Deen, and he goes, she's from the South. She's racist. She's over 50, and she's from the South. She's racist. That was his take on it. It doesn't bother him.
Well, I've got the lawsuit, and I'd love to read you some of the parts. Hold on, I've got another great acting exercise for us today. What is this thing that Little Joe found about 50 Cent? 50 Cent.
Yeah, that was
50
great.
Cent has a Twitter war with his kid, right? His son. And they're calling each other names and saying they're effing stupid and mother, father. And We've got the transcript here. So
Very
one of us
good.
can play the role of 50 Cent. The other one can play, what's his son's name? 25 Cent, whatever his son's
Quarter.
name is. Quarter, yes. Remind me, I've got that to get to. I do want to get into the George Zimmerman thing, the trial, the great show. I've got another rambling Pat Robertson, something about if you're gay, this is why God causes natural disasters. He's all over that. And I have to ask Drew, are you watching Big Brother? And I only bring it up because I'm tempted to watch because I keep reading how racist this show is. How they have contestants that are saying awful things during the online feed. And now they're getting so much heat for the online version of Big Brother that they're having to bring elements of it to the TV show. And CBS is hanging out there with people saying, well, wait, hold on a second. Are you exploiting this? Are you making too much of this?
I haven't heard it. I haven't watched the show. I've seen a couple of things pop up on my Twitter timeline. I just kind of skim over it, but I haven't really read anything about it.
There was a guy that drops all of the gay stuff, some black stuff.
Hey.
I think he's got some Hispanic stuff happening. He got some anti-woman stuff. Joe, maybe you could find out who the contestant is.
You got it.
Or contestants that are doing that on Big Brother.
Have you seen the Big Brother, like Brazil? Or I'm trying to find it right now. They actually just show the women showering.
Yeah,
And
well,
there's no cuts, nothing. It's just Big Brother.
you guys, what
It's
the
phenomenal.
hell? What is going on in Brazil? I mean, they're cutting up soccer referees. They're actually cutting their bodies
Well,
up.
the guy made a bad call, Drew.
And last
The
night,
ref made an awful call. You can't fault the crowd there.
he was quartered.
To a man, they took his head off.
He was quartered and decapitated. They put his head on a stick. And then last night, I
There's
read
nothing-
on Drudge.
Let me just jump in. There's nothing better, going all the way back to Apocalypse Now. There's nothing better than heads on sticks. Are you kidding me?
Last night, I read this on Drudge. A Brazilian rapper was shot right on stage, right in the chest, in front of 3,000 people.
I'm sure he deserved it.
They're losing.
Brazilian justice. And
Losing their
I give you
minds.
permission. Whenever I keel over here, which could be any moment and die, you can chop my head off and put it right on a stick and just run around the station as if I was still here. Just yelling at people as if I was still here.
I might just do that.
With my big old head on a stick.
I just thought it was odd. I mean, they're losing their minds. They have nasty tempers, those Brazilians.
So the Big Brother in America, and I've always thought that was the difference because Big Brother's been in many countries with the nudity. That's what should be in the online version. If you're paying extra to see the cameras at Big Brother 24/7, you should be able to see these people doing everything. You should
Banging.
You should be able to see them, making toilet, doing the pedestrian stuff you don't see on TV, and the conversations. Absolutely, let me hear those conversations with the people.
Wait.
So the problem now with CBS is that this has been going on online, and they ignored it in their regular Big Brother. I don't know how many nights a week that show is on, 3 or 4 times, and now there's getting such a groundswell of emotion behind it. They're having to put it into the show. And did I see a quote from Chenbot that she is so terribly upset about this, Honorable Les Moonves? She's very, very. She put on her geisha outfit. She had to apologize to Les,
Well,
to her husband.
I believe the name is Erin Grease, a 22-year-old model. They cut her. The modeling agency cut her off. She had some. She had some racist things, some homophobic things to say about.
Well, who doesn't, Pittman?
I got it here on our text line. Someone writes in just what you're saying. On Big Brother, it's the dumb blonde
Yes.
model beauty pageant girl talking about Asians, blacks,
Yes.
gays, and then there's a girl from New York saying the same stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I'd like to find out what she's saying. Like to get into it. And I know we've got somewhere.
Well, there's one where she talks about Helen Kim. Another one where she goes, "Go make some rice." I probably
That's
look
not funny.
That's not funny at all.
And then it says
someone's got to explain the humor in that to me.
Yes.
And then she says that she looks like a squinty Asian right now.
Wow.
I don't get that one either.
I don't either.
How about you, Round Eyes? You get that one? That's one of the best. On the 4th of July, they were running, I think it's the Green Berets. Sometimes the military channel runs the best movies, the best war movies of all time, and it was the Green Berets.
John Wayne?
With John Wayne,
Yeah.
where he walks up to some Japanese kid. He's like, "We're going to make this a better place for you, kid." And the kid goes, "Oh, you do it for me, Round Eyes?" And I'm like, dude, you could not get away with that in 2014.
Not at all.
But back in the day with the Duke. The Duke.
Duke.
The name, the Duke. Let's see, Steven. Hello, Steven. How are you?
Even?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my number one gay friend, Juan Guerrero.
Right.
I believe this is another take of my brother Juan.
I
is
think
a
so.
homo.
He just honed it and refined it for the midday show. Yeah. So let me see. Why don't we start with this Paula Dean thing? Oh my God! I also want to talk about. Are you guys watching the Dome show? I am so.
I have never even heard of that.
You have not heard the hype for Underneath the Dome?
Yeah.
What is it?
Under the Dome, the show on CBS about some like a town in Nebraska or something where they put one of those giant like a big dome like you would see at a diner, the type that they put over a pie or a cake. They just put one over the entire town.
Okay.
Cut a cow clean in half. When the thing came down on the town, now listen. I'll give you this. It's kind of limited as far as where they can go with the show because here's the premise.
Okay.
There's a city that's got a dome on it.
Okay.
No one can get in and no one can get out.
Is there an outbreak of a disease? Is that why they dome the city?
No one knows why yet, Drew. Part of the problem is that there have been fires and stuff inside the dome, but unfortunately, the fire department is on the other side of the dome.
Of course they are.
So they can't get in to see what's happening. Now, there are many questions that I have. Like, there appears to be wind blowing by inside the dome, and they're getting air to breathe, but at the same time, they're saying, hey, we're concerned about all the smoke from the fire.
Sounds great.
Screw you guys. Screw you guys. Under the dome. Under the dome. All right, you guys. Pretty funny for a round eye. Anyway, I had wanted to talk about that show. Maybe I will.
I'll
later.
watch it.
When my friends get here, I'll talk about it with them.
Yes. Where is Craig?
And when we were away, I had this in my notes to talk about yesterday. That dude, that well-ended dude that walked over the Grand Canyon. Now, now, little Joe, I know when that was happening that I was writing on Twitter. That was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. And you were right, like a BFD. I am still amazed at what this Willenda guy did. He's like for 40 minutes on a high wire above the Grand Canyon. The sky, just walking in the sky. Incredible.
I find it hard to believe, though, that if he in fact slipped, would they show it or would they cut right to commercial?
I'm sure they
had a meeting and say, if this guy slips and falls,
I'm sure
go.
they ran like on a 5-minute delay, I think, just in case that happened. And P.S., that's why most people watched, to see if he was going to fall.
It was absolutely amazing.
But did you really think he was going to fall and that they were going to show it?
Well, listen, here's why I did. They did such a good job of selling it by showing the video over and over again of his great-grandpa, the dude that fell in Puerto Rico.
And he was killed.
Yeah, he was killed instantly. So, yes.
Didn't show that enough for me.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Jesus, his Savior, his King. It was great. Jesus, thank you, Jesus.
Listen,
Savior.
it was like Tim Tebow. It was like Tim Tebow up there on the high wire because this was the guy's mantra. Although, listen, you can't fault him for this. I'm sure we've got this somewhere. We've got the tape somewhere for the whole 25 minutes that this guy is on a high wire. While he's balancing, every 2 seconds you're saying, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah, now do it backwards.
You are my Savior, Jesus.
I thought it was an incredible. Listen, it was no Underneath the Dome, but I thought it was incredible. The Willenda guy.
I made a note about Underneath the Dome, by the way. I will watch it.
Well, don't do me a favor on that. I mean, you know who you'd be doing yourself a huge favor by getting on all the entertainment that Under the Dome has for you, Drew.
It's Stephen King.
It's a Stephen King book. It's a Stephen King book. I'm going to hit a stop set here because I got too much going on. I'm going to figure out when we come back. I think in no particular order. I'm going to get to this Golden Corral thing, and then we're going to get to all the things that Paula Deen allegedly said in her lawsuit. We can get to the Big Brother stuff and everything, and of course, Underneath the Dome. I can't believe you didn't hear about it. It was a good episode again last night of Underneath the Dome. You missed the hype? What? Let me ask a really insane question. What? Do you never watch CBS TV? What the hell's wrong with you, Drew?
Listen, I've been locked on Dexter. That's my show. I'm all wrapped up in Dexter.
Did you see the new show that's on before
Ray
Dexter?
Donovan?
Is that a kick-ass show?
Liev Schreiber. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, John Voight?
His dad getting out of prison. Now, that show, to me, looks like that's got potential.
Big time.
I mean, how much happened in the first episode? The dad gets out of prison and shoots the priest, and then in the second episode, the guy that's the rock star, somebody catches him sucking. Yes,
exactly.
Sucking the life out of somebody.
I'm so happy that show's on TV because you're right. It's very promising.
That stars. What's his name? Is it
Liev Schreiber? He does all the baseball voiceovers. That's why I like him so much.
He does a lot of stuff for HBO.
It's Cotton Weary from Scream.
Yeah, that's it. What's the name of that show? It's
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan. Yeah. It's on before Dexter. Right. Oh, we'll hit a break. We'll come right back, everybody. Don Geronimo right here on KHTK. You got Frank on the phone. Beautiful.
Yes,
Listen, let's welcome. Thank God I have some loyal friends who will support me no matter what shift I happen to be on. It happens now to be back to noon to 3, and here is my good friend Frank Caliendo, everybody.
Fantastic. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank, good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
hello,
right.
buddy.
I was going to say, you guys are running way late today.
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, are you on the road now, Frank? What are you doing?
I'm in Cleveland.
So this is where you live. You live in Ohio for part of the year, don't you?
Yeah.
Isn't that where the in-laws are, Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
Really great.
Really great. Well,
Locked in a room, just away from everybody.
it
As
seems.
my wife's soap opera life plays out in her hometown, and I'm just playing Candy Crush.
It seems
Have
to
you
me
played this?
on the phone. I wish I could tell you that I've played. Frank, what I'm into is so big is we just spent some time in Reno and we played the slot machines like.
I thought you were going to say pornography.
No, like degenerates,
Oh.
and my wife and I both got the app on our phones to get like slot machines on our phones, and that's all we do now. It's
Oh,
just
really?
like mental patients. Now
With fake money.
yeah, with fake money. Now the candy game, it's like Tetris, right? Except you're moving around like candy bars. Is that
Yeah,
what?
it's kind of like that.
Right.
You gotta put 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Like the great thing is 5 in a row creates a donut, and then it's really happy. I mean, wouldn't that be great if you could just 5 in a row of anything in your life, and it just made a donut in front of you?
I love it. Now, I think we've talked to you in previous summers when you've been back to Cleveland to see the in-laws, and I'm wondering this year as you go back, any more? Not that they don't respect you and love you, they do. But I know that they've never treated you the way that I would treat you if you were my son-in-law. I'd be like, here he comes, the TV star, the comedian, the guy that's making my daughter's life beautiful. But you don't get that
what?
from your in-laws.
My father-in-law is like that. He does. He walks around with a sign, a red carpet. I mean, he gets. I mean, he likes it. I mean, because he likes to take pictures. Like we'll go see somebody at a comedy club or something, or somebody famous will come through Cleveland that maybe I know or something like that. And he's got pictures with everybody. Or he'll be out in California with us. He's got pictures with Jay Leno and all kinds of stuff. So
I guess they do love and respect you.
yeah, they. I mean, like you said, their daughter would be probably with some jerk right now.
Frank, who's the odd
No,
one?
you said the guy she went out with before me. It was just
Whoever
guys.
he is, he's got to pale by comparison, right?
The other day, it's not the other day. My wife brings up this story every once in a while. It's one of those things that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Is she always likes to tell the story, and she's telling it to our kids this time. She never broke up with the guy before me.
So he just keeps knocking on the door?
But she was moving out, and she was moving out with me in California. And I guess the guy came to her door that day, and she wouldn't let him in because she had everything packed in boxes.
So does he
never broke? The guy doesn't know what happened.
I was going to say, does he know yet, or does he still think he's dating your wife?
He could still. There's a possibility. I mean, there's a guy that's going to be at my front door like, what are you doing with my girlfriend?
So, dude, how much time are you spending in Ohio before you? When do you start your ESPN gig this year?
Yes.
Do you know?
That'll come around. I think they want me to do the week 1, so it'll be in September is when it'll start up again.
Are you working on anyone new from ESPN that we should hear about?
Yeah, I'm working on Jaworski, Jaws.
Oh, hey, I would love to hear.
Yeah,
that.
because I don't have anything for it yet. I just started listening to him because it is kind of close to Gruden. That's the difficult thing is keeping it away from that. And then I want to do something with the sports science. I like making fun of their things. Their segments that they do on ESPN.
Oh, yeah, like how does a pitcher throw a ball
Or how
95
high-
miles an
How
hour?
high
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson jumps, something like
Yeah,
that.
and just do ridiculous stuff.
I got to tell you, Frank, I'm watching something on the NFL channel over the weekend. The thing about the NFL America's game with the teams that won the Super Bowl. And they're doing 76, the year the Raiders won. And they're doing all kinds of Madden being interviewed. And they're showing the younger John Madden on the sidelines. The John Madden that I really love, the smoking John
The
Madden.
flowing hair.
Yeah, he's got the long hair and he's got the cigarette going. And he's talking about how the Raiders cheated but maybe didn't cheat. And, that if a guy would go in to get patted up before the game on his arms, Madden would say that they would make almost like cement molds of the inside of the hand. And when a guy would hit him in the head, it would be like being hit with a brick. And he laughed in a way, the only way that I'm sorry to be so long-winded, but it's the way that I am, Frank. The only way I've ever heard John Madden laugh like that is when you do the impression of him doing something.
That he did that. You knocked the guy's head off.
That's exactly it. Have you ever thought about Madden the way that I sometimes think about Elvis, Frank, in my eyes, there's the three Elvises. There's the young Elvis, the going to war Elvis, the army Elvis. Then you have the comeback Elvis, the one in the black suit, and then you got my favorite Elvis, the fat, bloated purple Elvis. Now in the way you've got the different Maddens, you've got the Madden as the coach, the young guy that would smoke cigarettes on the sidelines, as Drew said, had the long hair flowing.
Hey, pass me a doobie.
Then you've got the Madden who was with Summerall, who was still kind of grounded in reality. Not that he's not, but the last version of Madden was to me the one where John Madden becomes John Madden. Like when he's in the booth with Al Michaels, that's where he knows he's John Madden, and he knows that everything that he's saying is a catchphrase, and he knows that he's going, boom, really hit that guy, tough and acting. Have you ever? Your Madden is just so right on. Have you ever thought about like doing the younger Madden, or probably not, right?
I kind of turned him into a character. I mean, what it became more was like instead of doing the impression, just direct. Will Sasso did it with Kenny Rogers. Did you ever see those?
Yes, on Mad TV. Yeah.
Where he'd be drinking booze and eating a turkey live.
Yeah, didn't he have
I'm Kenny Rogers, and this is Jackass.
Didn't he have a fried chicken?
Yeah, he just Kenny Rogers Roasters.
That was
like fake commercial. Will is hilarious, and he would just be like, "Let's go do something. Let's go drink something and kill somebody. This will be fun."
His tongue hangs out his mouth.
What do you think the percentage of what you do now on stage, Frank, in an average show? How much is Madden now? Is it much less than it used to be?
Oh yeah, probably only. I'd say there's only like 3 or 4 minutes now.
Is Gruden your number one now?
No, Barkley's big. And Walter Brennan, really huge.
Now, Drew, do you even know who Walter Brennan is?
Oh, the great Lou Gehrig.
That's
Tanglefoot. Barkley's really big. People wait for that.
Key Rice.
It's so weird because different people. I get people yelling from the NFL draft now. I get people just yelling, Dodd, 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 Dodd. That's what the next one's going to be too. There's going to be 2 minutes of
just Todd.
Me doing Mel Kiper Jr. with nothing except for Todd, 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 and then subtitles underneath what the words really are.
Drew was asking me before we had you on here today. I don't know if it's in your repertoire. Did you ever do Tony Soprano? Did you ever do James Gandolfini?
It's one that it was pretty good. It's something that you could do every once in a while, but it's gonna be done for now.
Damn.
Pretty right on.
Do you have a problem over there?
No, not at all.
Do you have a problem?
Not at all, Tony. Not at all.
Take care of you like that guy on Twitter.
You realize you were universally loved. James?
Oh yes.
Tony? I'm sorry. I was staying in.
I don't want to go too far because I want to get a lot of calls on this one.
Hey, what happened in Italy? How much were you eating?
No, stop it!
And where was Carmela? I saw you with some Asian chick.
Yes.
You know what? You guys are gonna get me fired.
I'm not gonna get you fired.
I don't know how that could be.
No, not at all.
I am not gonna get you fired. Not today, my friend. Go back and listen. Go back. Now, what's next on the agenda? Because you took a fabulous bit of time to be on this crappy little show. Whatever is next has got to be a step up from this. What are you gonna do as soon as you hang up the phone?
I'm just going to do what I'm doing right now. Finish this Candy Crush game.
There you go.
All right, back to Candy Crush. Hey, Frank, are you getting back this way this year? Are you coming back our way?
You know what? San Jose is probably the closest I'll be.
Well, dude, I'd love to get together. I'd love to have you on the show and come.
Oh yeah, I'll get in there.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for being my first guest on my old shift.
Is this your first day back?
Oh, yes. Yesterday was just to say everything that happened today. Today was let's get back to it today.
Oh, yesterday was you just talking about yourself?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know me, Frank. This is my best topic. It's my best topic. All right, dude. Well, give my best to your in-laws, and I love you a long time, and thank you very much, Frank.
I'll tell you what, man, I really enjoyed this. This was good stuff right here.
I agree.
Thank you, Frank.
Bye, dude. Bye-bye. That's the great Frank Caliendo, and I do mean it. Go to his website, frankcaliendo.com. He's one
of the good guys.
Talented cat.
He mentioned that dude on Twitter. Have you seen that guy, by the way, Don?
No, I don't know what he was talking about, though. I wanted to ask him about that.
Which guy?
There's a guy who he's I can't. God, I'll think of his name in a minute. On Twitter, he's been posting his YouTube links, it grew. It's blown up because he does a spot on James Gandolfini, spot on Tony Soprano. He does Christopher. He does them all, and they're brilliant how good he is at
So
it.
the guy's an impressionist.
Yeah, and he's not, obviously torn or anything. He just started doing these YouTube videos a few years back, and obviously after the death, it's blown up. But he is great. I'll find some for you so you can play.
Oh, would you please? Yeah, I'd love to hear them. Because the only news that I saw on Twitter was what's her name from Jersey Shore that some Nazis got through. This is not a joke. Some Nazis got through and hijacked Snooki's Twitter account. And they put the swastika all over the back of it, and they I think they posted her cell phone number. Am I right
She's such a dolt.
Am I right about that or wrong about that? Did the Nazis take over Snooki's Twitter account?
Yes.
Those crazy Nazis.
She's got to be on something, dude, because she lost a lot of damn weight. She lost a lot of weight.
His name is Max Cook.
Sure, that's
and it's
him.
spelled Koch. And I have some right here. I'll email you.
Yeah,
but they're dirty. I mean, he's Tony Soprano, so we might have to dump out.
Don Geronimo Show. Hello. Oh, that could have been James Gandolfini himself calling in. You say those have to be cut up? They're kind of dirty?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to hear...
Let me hear just a snippet of them.
All right.
Let's hear it. Let's just rate how good his Gandolfini is.
No, dude, that's perfect, though.
We can't air that, but that sounds just like Tony's. Whoa, how the F are you?
And his mannerisms, the way he's looking at the camera.
So, what was he doing in the beginning of the clip? Was he just sleeping? Was he taking a nap? Or just Tony Soprano heavy
This is
breathing?
the guy
He's in his bathrobe.
Oh, so that's the dude to do with the beard that you're showing?
Yeah, he's a hefty cat.
He's in his bathrobe, and he's smoking a cigar. And he's obviously breathing loud, and then he's doing his Tony Soprano manner, like just gestures, and then finally
you realize how incredible an actor James Gandolfini is.
Yeah, man.
When you go back and watch some of the Soprano stuff, and then you watch any of the interviews with him that have airing now since he died, where in real life James Gandolfini was a soft-spoken dude, and I was reading an interview with him where he was saying at first he was terribly upset by the violence of the character of Tony Soprano, and he had a hard time dealing with it. And I thought, you look like you're having the time of your life beating those guys up.
Typecast as a violent actor. Like he didn't want that
Too
kind of
bad.
role. But it was brilliant. But if you look at his list of films that he's done some brilliant stuff. He was in True Romance.
What was the movie with Robert Redford where he was the warden in a jail?
Last Castle.
The Last Castle.
Damn, that was a good movie.
Right, and wasn't he in Get Shorty? Wasn't he the original bodyguard that John Travolta takes out with one punch?
He also the Mexican, and he was also in Argo.
The Mexican was an awful movie. Jesus.
With Brad Pitt.
You know the Sopranos they were running last night. Oh my God, an awful one. It's the one where Tony and Carm are getting back together like for the 10th time.
Okay.
She was going to divorce him, and then she asked him for like $600,000 for a spec house. And he says that he's not going to have any gumas anymore.
Is this before or after Furio?
I think this was after Furio. Okay, because they had an argument where he said something to her like, but you were with Furio. She's like, I was never with him, Tony. You know, listen, dude, this is what I'm talking about. It's the scene when he's going to make it nice with Carm, and he's downstairs having his ice cream, and then he goes upstairs, and she's standing in there. She just has a very sheer nightgown on, and she strips that thing off, and it is like looking at an eagle, like an eagle or a big old grasshopper with just like big old Larry King shoulders. You just need some suspenders on there going, hey, Altoona, you're next with me, Larry King. My God, Carmela Soprano. No judge, no jury would ever find Tony guilty for stepping out on that. She's like, Tony, what can those girls give you that I can't give you? It's like, oh my God, you smell like yeast. Carmela. And who else did I love on they're also in a run right now on The Sopranos. They rerun it every night. The one with Johnny Sack and his fat wife. Ginny Sack?
Yeah.
I am waiting till we get to the episode when he's got to go to Massachusetts to kill someone, and when he leaves, she makes a beeline for the basement because she's got her big old stash of candy.
She's sitting there with her fat calf out.
And she's stuffing like Baby Ruth down her throat. And he comes in and he goes, what's all this ass about weighing food and being on the treadmill? Because she's got 300 pieces of candy in front of her.
Wrappers and chocolate everywhere.
Do you remember the joke that
what they were talking about Ginny? I don't remember what the joke was. But
Steve Buscemi said the joke, which is the reason he got killed. I think the joke was something like, "Hey,
he was cousin Tony."
Yeah, that Ginny Sack had like a 100-pound tumor removed from her ass or something like that. It wasn't even a funny joke, but it ended up getting him killed.
Do you know did she die?
Who?
Ginny Sack, the actress that played
I wouldn't
Ginny
be
Sack.
surprised. I mean, Jesus,
God, she's fat.
Why'd she choke on a turkey bone?
What's her name?
Look at that.
Let me look her up.
And that was so tough.
get back to
It was so tough being Johnny Sack because
she did, but it was from cancer.
No. We just gave everyone a chance to emote on that and get your own personal feelings out to mourn Ginny Sack. Well, I talk about how tough it was for Johnny Sack having a big fat load of a wife. Can you imagine? Really, I mean, Steve Buscemi's one thing. Everybody had to be talking about Ginny Sack. Yes. Everybody had to be talking about her.
Cousin Tony, didn't he get blown away at like a cabin
in a bathtub?
Because Tony Soprano did it
in a bathtub, and then didn't Christopher cut his head off then?
No, that was Ralphie.
That was Ralphie. I get those mixed up.
It was in the bowling ball bag.
Yeah, because you're right. Because Buscemi was hiding out because he kept calling and giving Tony the hang-up call, and Tony was like, "Hey, come on, I know that's you."
Yes, that's right.
Jesus, what a classic show.
That's a good Tony.
And the episode that I was watching last night, well, thank you. The episode I was watching last night, I was reminded why occasionally HBO would piss me off back in the day when they would have Larry Sanders and they would have, my wife would watch Sex in the City and there would be Sopranos. That the Sopranos a lot of time would start at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night and it would be 9:40 and they'd run the credits. And I remember because the time on every episode of The Sopranos was different. Some of them ran like an hour 3. Some ran 57 minutes. Some ran 47 minutes. They would just go with as much script as I had for one stupid episode.
Yeah.
They would do that every once in a while on that show that I like so bad as well, the Larry Sanders Show. That they have an episode that's 19 minutes long. You're like, 19 minutes, you're almost hoping for a commercial break just to stretch it out for a few seconds.
Oh, it's terrible.
Just to stretch that thing out. Hello, Freddie. What do you know, Freddie? Hi there. Freddie.
Hey, Donnie, are you looking for the joke that Ralph Cifaretto told that got him in trouble with Johnny Sack?
Yes, it was. She had a giant on her ass, right?
No, that's not it.
No, it isn't, Joe.
Okay. All right, thank you for the heads up, little Joe. What would the joke be?
Joe, you want me to tell you the joke was?
Yeah, what is it?
Ralphie had asked, what would you call the Flintstones if you were black?
Okay, thank you. Is he going to be a regular caller now?
Yeah,
I think so.
The Flintstones call, is he a regular caller now?
Drew would call him Skid.
Easy.
I don't get it.
You won't either. Until these microphones go off, you won't get it.
I don't get it. You can explain it to me when you come back. I don't get it. We've not done our 50-cent theater today, have we?
No.
Well, listen, we'll make it all about the black men when we come back, like it is every day right here on your home for the Urban Hits, 1140. We'll get to the Paula Deen thing. Oh my God, you got to hear. Not only is Paula Deen called a racist in this lawsuit that's gotten her in all this hot water, but whoever this dude is that owns the restaurant that I guess she's franchised down there in Georgia, this guy Bubba Ayers. Oh my goodness, I got the lawsuit, and we'll get into that and 50 Cent when we come right back. Okay, right here. Proud day for me. Hello, James. I don't know why it's a proud day for me. Hello, James.
Hi, hey.
Because I'm a proud black man. That's why. I'm just like Rod Tidwell. I'm a proud black man. Getting it done for my pregnant wife. Catching the touchdown in the corner of the end zone while Al Michaels goes nuts. Then I'm going to get up and do a backflip because I'm Rod Tidwell. And listen, I air dry, Jerry. I air dry. I walk around the locker room naked. Deal with it.
Thank you, Cuba.
And later I'm going to play a retard in the movie called Radio.
And in life.
Hello, James.
Hey, Drew, on your time off, did you ever find any of those swimming penises? Did you ever find any of those?
Did I find what, dude?
You ever find what, babe?
Swimming penises?
I think I'm babe.
I don't know what you're talking. Did you say babe?
I think I said babe.
Did you say, hey, what's up, babe?
I called him babe. Well, just shoot me right now.
Dude, I don't know what you're saying. Did I find what?
No,
What was that, sweetie?
Swimming penises.
What was that, doll face?
For mermaids, but
What, honey?
I know.
What was that, you sweet bitch?
What'd you say, love?
Never mind.
Okay, bye-bye. Right. We'll be right back on KHT. The joke is, Ralph told the joke about Jeannie Sack's 100-pound mole off her ass.
Okay, that's what it was.
Thank you. Got it. Be right back.
Not a tumor.
Babe. KHTK. I heard you boys talking during the break about that show, Drunk History. That's with my girl, Jen Kirkman.
Yeah.
On that show. We've had her on, and I know the Drunk History was on last night. If I would be curious if anybody saw it, I'm getting all these reports that Jack Black was doing the Elvis Hamburger James story. Is that true?
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, because I've obviously heard it so much from you. And
oh my God,
they acted it out, and of course Dave Grohl was one of the guys in it.
Oh boy.
Who was Dave Grohl? Was he one of the guys in Elvis's Mafia?
Yes. Yeah, and he was one of the guys who grabbed Hamburger James off the plane and dragged him back.
So Jack Black was Elvis, right?
Yes.
Who was Hamburger James?
It's just some actor.
Some dude.
Yeah,
some guy that wasn't Dave Grohl.
Yes. But it was...
Pittman.
Well, can we get some clips of that? Because
yeah, absolutely.
I missed it last night. I'd love to play the clips and hear how good or bad it was.
They were doing one with Watergate, and in the middle of it, because it is all voiced over. It's hilarious because the drunk guys are voicing over, and he throws up in the middle of telling the story. He's so hammered, he gets up and throws up. So when they go to the clip of Watergate, when in the middle of all of it happening, he throws up. And it's seriously, it's funny. Just
when
drunk
Elvis
dudes.
went, is that when Elvis went to see Nixon? Is that what they were talking about? Gotcha.
Nixon burps because he's drunk, and I mean, it's great.
Jen Kirkman's really funny, man. She does a great job.
She is. I'd like to get her back on the show to talk about that drunk history.
I think I can do that.
Now, was that a one-time shot on Comedy Central for that show, or what? So it's every week?
Yep, it's that and Jeselnik every Tuesday.
Yeah,
now that Jeselnik, I'm sorry, I think he's a funny dude, but I don't know if the funny wore off when he broke up with what's her name?
Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
Pittman was tweeting last night because apparently he had Schumer on there along with our favorite Jim Norton, and I guess it was a riot.
It was a great panel.
I missed it, but I do want to check it out.
You would enjoy it very much.
Probably would. It's Norton.
It seems like you got a lot of those guys now. You have a lot of those guys on Comedy Central that are getting their own shows. Besides Jeselnik, who's another one that's got like a chat show, like a once a week chat show?
Well, they just gave Schumer hers, and then Jeselnik.
No, but hers is like that. It's skits. They give her bits to go out and do.
Any show that they bring on, it will never, ever, ever be as good as Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn. That was the best show ever.
I love
that was
that show.
The funniest show I've ever seen. It had all of our favorite comedians on it.
I got to be honest, when I think about Comedy Central, I can't think of a lot of great shows that I've seen on Comedy Central. I've seen like good concert footage and good bits and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not a Tosh.
But as far as Comedy Central itself, like even Tosh.
That's funny though. Tosh is very good.
Yeah, but I don't know if Tosh is starting to hit the expiration date. I find that when I watch Tosh now, my thoughts are I want more from him because I can tune in anywhere now and see someone showing clips from the internet, and that's in my opinion that hurts Tosh. That a lot of times I've already seen the clip by the time he's showing it. If I've seen it by the time he's showing it, then I need him to just step up and just be a real jerk.
But he is, and he does a great job.
I need him to be more of a jerk though, if possible.
Last night they were playing a bunch of reruns of Tosh, but they were doing unedited. And that's actually that is.
You know what, Joe? That's
hilarious.
You're right about that. I would probably enjoy Comedy Central a lot more if they would just undelete stuff. If they would just run it and say, "Hey, we're a cable channel. You pay for it. You're going to get the language." And I'll give you a perfect example. That over the weekend, this is why they let me down. I saw on the guide they were running some dice show from like the 80s, classic dice. So I put it in my DVR. It was on at 2 o'clock in the morning on Comedy Central. I go to watch it the next day, and he's like, "Hickory dickory dock, this beep was beeping my beep." I'm watching going, there's no funny there.
Right.
Do you get it that that's the funny part about Andrew Dice Clay? The reason that Dice hit so big is that Dice was there at the perfect moment when the political correctness storm was sweeping across America. This is around the time that stupid Tipper Gore was wanting to put the stickers on the records. Mm-hmm. And they were this was the very first time that we were all figuring out how great it would be if somebody didn't like something just to say everybody doesn't like it. And if one guy's doing it, well, you can't do it anymore. And at that time, you had Dice, and a lot of the reasons that I love Dice so much when he first came out, well, his bits were hilarious. But I love the fact that at the time, there was no one else just coming out, just dropping the F-bomb like crazy. Yeah. Now, he did it in a way, and I've said this to Dice on the show before, he's a brilliant comedian, one of our all-time top 10 comedians. My worry is that as time goes on, Andrew Dice Clay will not be thought of as a great comedian. He's just going to be thought of as that guy who is the right place at the right time, giving us something that no one else was giving us. Because he was so crude, and a lot of times, even I would have a hard time if someone would be arguing me about why do I like Andrew Dice Clay, it's not like you can come back. I mean, if you're talking about like Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, you can always come back and say, yes, they were filthy, but they were brilliant if you listen to what they were saying. You can't do that with Dice, because when you're dissecting Dice, you're dissecting Hickory Dickory Dock.
Yeah, but he's filthy, but
which is one of his most brilliant bits.
Those guys are way before my time. Pryor and Carlin and Lenny Bruce are way before my time. The guys that I love and growing up with, guys like Norton, Chappelle, those are the stand-ups that I grew up loving. And then I look at the tapes from Pryor and Carlin and have respect and love those guys as well.
But again, I don't get a Comedy Central. Hickory Dickory beep.
Comedy Central sucks now.
This girl was beeping my beep. I dropped her off with the beep and left her in the beep. And I think they even beeped out the word goo. Well, what's wrong? It was my goo. Goo.
But it never gets old.
Well, they are starting to do a lot of unedited, and maybe because I'm up late. They did Jesselnick's latest comedy special, and that was hilarious.
Really good,
I mean, and it was as dirty as can be. Don, I don't think I'm going to save you for Comedy Central here, because the newest show that I can see is that you hate this guy.
Who?
Nathan For You. It's that comedian who was tweeting.
The guy that writes on Twitter to have kids lie to their parents that they're buying weed?
Oh, that guy that texts their parents.
He's an idiot. Screw him. All right, well, we'll get the clips from Drunk History, and we'll hear them. Oh, listen, before I get to the next thing, tell me about Orange Year. Now, tell me about frozen shrimp, not even thawed, frozen shrimp and ketchup.
Slow Joe and I have become good buddies, and I go to his house once in a while. And, we like to do our smoking and drinking there. And he goes, hey, do you want something to eat? So I'm thinking we're going to go grab maybe a burger or something. Well, he opens up his fridge, and there is this bowl of what I'm assuming cocktail sauce. He opens up his freezer, and then there's a tin pan of frozen shrimp that still have the turds in them.
And they're hard and frozen, right? That's the whole point.
So we have had half a dozen bong rips already, and he dumps them into this boiling pot of water. And not 5 minutes later, he takes them out. They're still frozen.
Still frozen.
And this is how he serves it. He takes a plastic bowl.
Okay.
And he dumps the shrimp in the plastic bowl, and he takes the film off the cocktail sauce, which is just ketchup.
Just ketchup.
And he puts the bowl.
Avenger's cocktail sauce.
And he puts the bowl in the middle of this bigger bowl, and he brings it up. And he doesn't have any tables at his house, and he just puts it on a folding chair. And so I grabbed one, and he looks at me. He goes, "Well, this is how you have to eat it, Drew." I said, "What? Take the turd out first?" He goes, "No. You dip it in the cocktail sauce, and then you eat one without it." And that was the entire meal. And he was going...
You take the semi-frozen shrimp, and you put some in the ketchup, and then you eat another one after, as a chaser afterwards?
Yes, you eat one shrimp with the ketchup on it, then you eat another shrimp without the ketchup on it, because it's supposed to enhance your palate while you're eating this frozen shrimp. And he's munching on them, and there's crap inside the shrimp. And I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to pull this turd out of this shrimp and warm it up with my hands.
Is he just eating them whole?
No, he's munching on them, and he's going to hate me for telling you that. But I told him I enjoyed it very much. But
frozen shrimp.
It was frozen shrimp and ketchup. Okay. Gourmet from Martinger's place.
Okay.
We had Exile. We had the Rolling Stones album in the background.
Exile on Main Street.
Exile on Main Street. Yes.
Well, it's nice to know that Joe's landed on his soft cat's feet.
Oh, he's doing just fine.
That he's okay. Listen, here's my favorite video of the day. This is a guy who's, I don't know where this is, somewhere in the Midwest. A guy's getting high in his car.
Hey.
Okay?
That's cool.
And let me see what happens. A cop comes up to the window. The cop comes up, and the cop is saying to him, "Hey, I smell weed in here."
They don't like that.
No, they don't. And the whole deal with this guy, let me find this stupid thing. The whole thing with this guy is that he starts screaming, "I do not consent. I do not consent to this." Oh, my God. I'm looking at my Twitter now. How many responses are we going to get to that picture of Keith Brooks that you posted?
Get off my boat. You got to go, man. The police coming.
People are... This is great. People are killing him with this thing.
Looks like Vanilla Ice banged the Lollipop Guild.
All right, I found it. Here it is. Okay, here we go. Oh, God, you people.
They're pretty brutal. You guys are brutal.
But accurate. Let me just say that. Yeah. Here we go. All right, this is the story now. It is cops claims to smell marijuana in car. And you're going to hear it. Please open up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, hold on. He died for our sins, you know, Drew. You know what? You might have to give me
going on?
Give me a second to find it. Give me while I find while I find that one. Let me hear Justin Bieber, because I know we've got that one ready. This is the new Bieber tape where Justin Bieber, who just needs to be put out of his misery.
When do you think he will pass away?
Soon, I hope. Here he is in a restaurant in New York, and he's taking a leak in a mop bucket as he's leaving the restaurant. And let me see. Rather than go to the bathroom like a civilized person, Justin Bieber, wearing pants that should be illegal, whipped out his junk and whizzed into a yellow mop bucket used to clean the floors in the restaurant. And he's screaming "F Bill Clinton" while he does this. Okay. While he does this, I'm not.
Do you have it on your side, or you?
No, I don't. I need it from yours, please.
All right, ready?
All right, yeah.
That's a hate for you, man. Quick little piss break, quick restaurant we can get to.
Oh wow! Sounds like someone we know.
Get off my phone!
We swagger, man. You know, this is just a better spot to piss.
That's Keith Brooks.
That's who he is.
That's a cooler spot to piss. You know, you'll forever remember that.
We the what?
You're not gonna remember him pissing in the restroom. Like everybody does that.
Yeah. What are we though, bro? What are we?
We the
Wild kids, y'all.
Wild kids.
Wild kids in this.
Jesus, shut up, Justin Bieber.
Credit the Scott
right
missile
there,
just hit the
You
bathroom.
gotta go, man. The police coming.
Right there, he goes. They run upstairs to the club, and he has a squirt bottle of like disinfectant or something, and he squirts Bill Clinton picture in the face, going "F Bill Clinton."
Jesus.
Oh, that's him, Keith Bieber.
Keith Brooks, in the role of his life, if Justin Bieber makes it to 40, what would he be like?
Get off my porch. You gotta go, man. The police coming.
Why JB? Young Justin Bieber.
He's losing his mind, man. We've been hearing him in the news a lot lately, speeding around his neighborhood, pissing everybody off. He's
monkey
losing it.
Remember the Germans took away his monkey? All right, here we go. I found it out. Cop claims to smell a weed in the car. And listen to this hippie freak. Listen to the kid in the car, the guy in the car with the weed. I guess he doesn't know that you can't be smoking weed where it's obviously illegal, whatever state this is. The cop comes up and starts going at the kid. And listen to the punk with the "I do not consent." There it is. Hello, officer.
Sir, I come in peace. Peaceful, non-combatant. I come in peace. I have not committed. I come in peace.
Is he on the radio?
Yeah, you see, the cop is standing outside the car. Yeah. And the cop's talking to the little radio that's like hooked up to his shoulder. Okay. And meanwhile, the stupid kid is inside the car. You know, I
come in peace.
I am a citizen of the country of America.
Do you want some frozen shrimp?
Did any crime?
I smell marijuana coming from this vehicle. Okay.
No, you didn't, pig. Just kidding.
You need to step out of this vehicle.
I will not step out of this vehicle. You have not committed a crime. You have never seen a crime. Terry,
I
Ohio.
have reason to believe that crime is afoot. Because
why doesn't the cop put his hand through the window and rip this kid out through the shirt?
Just wait.
You understand that?
Do you comprehend article?
I have a lawful reason to get you out of the vehicle.
You do not.
Yes. Open up the vehicle.
No.
Sir, you are resisting a law enforcement officer at this point.
I would like to see your supervisor.
Oh, dude.
I want to see what kind of crime. Are you violating my space? Are you kidding me? Help!
Here comes the cop into the car.
Help! 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 I do not consent! I do not consent!
Is there a child in the car?
Yes, in the back seat.
Oh, dude.
Yes, in the back seat. But wait, there's more. There's more just than I do not consent.
Help! Help! I do not consent! I do not consent!
We did not.
I do not consent! I do not consent!
Asking you for your consent.
Yes, you have to have his consent.
Are you
the consent
peaceful non-competitive? I am not a resident of the state of Indiana. I am not whatever you think I am. I am not.
And meanwhile, P.S. What the guy has done is he's rolled up the window now. So now the window's only open a crack because before the window was wide open. And when the cop jumped in, as you said, Drew, why didn't the cop just like jump through the window? The cop does. And when the guy in the car wiggles away, he rolls the window back up. So now the cop's outside again, looking through like a 2-inch thing of the window.
Where is this?
Indiana.
Okay.
Indiana.
President of the state of Indiana.
Okay, there it is.
You are resisting a police officer at this point.
Please stop right now. You reached your hand into my vehicle, unlocked my door. You just castle doctrine. You are violating
that.
How awesome.
All right. Under a lawful order, there's Title 42, Section 1981 of the United 1983.
Sir, I am a police officer. I know what the law states.
Bro, you better grab your attorney. All right, hold on. Here's what you need to do. You need to grab Andrea from South Bend. She's the She's the attorney in charge of defending everyone in the county from Title 42 suits.
I understand that. Okay.
No, he didn't.
I smell marijuana coming from this vehicle.
Article 4, Section 1 of the United States Constitution.
Officer, how about a warning and a ticket for the no seatbelts?
You know, we were going to go down that path, but
How about it, officer?
We're going to go down that path.
It's not denials. You can't barter with them.
fortunately,
Just please, you don't understand. Some people have issues, and you're giving him post-traumatic stress right now. So
Oh, my
just give
God.
him a warning.
he's not
for my
cooperating.
sake.
Aren't you amazed by this point that the cop has just not broken the glass of the window and just said, get the F out of the car?
He's dealing with a cowboy cop. You could just tell by the way that he approached the vehicle. And the thing is, though, if this guy's smoking weed in the car with the kid,
He is.
come on, dude. You just get take the rap.
Well, maybe the kid wouldn't sleep. You know, I mean,
shotgunning with the kid.
I used to do this when I was when Bart was a little kid. When he wouldn't sleep, no, I would give him a spoonful of Benadryl or something, throw him in the baby seat, and take him out for a drive for a half hour. Bring him back and go, shaken not stirred. Here he is.
Yes, but you're not taking bong rips while you're driving around. Whoa.
Not always.
A spoonful of Benadryl, though.
Not always.
He's trying to protect his rights. We've been violated a lot.
I understand rights.
No, you don't.
My job is to protect people's rights.
You're not protecting my rights. You're upsetting
You're
my
being
son and
uncooperative. You are not abiding my commands.
You do not. Are you a public servant?
I am a police officer.
Are you a public servant?
I have the right under law to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
For what reason?
You are not complying.
Also, I'm wondering, why doesn't the cop say to the chick, stop taping this? Because it's obvious watching the camera angle on this that it's the girlfriend or the wife in the driver's seat who's taping all this.
I don't think they can. I don't think it's against the law to be able to record that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't think it's illegal.
Was it really?
Yeah, because remember the taser? The guy who got tased? and the cops
guy?
See, that's would be an awful cop, because I already would have pulled this guy out of the car, beaten his skull, taken it. I would have been Aaron Hernandez with the telephone.
Well, you shoot him in the parking lot execution style.
Well, I was thinking mainly about just destroying the telephone.
I would have just taken his weed.
Marijuana coming from this vehicle, and I'm going to search this vehicle.
We do not consent to any kind of search.
I didn't ask for your consent.
No.
I don't have to ask for your consent. No, you do not.
Yes, you do.
You do not smell marijuana. I don't smell any marijuana.
Oh, it reeked of marijuana.
No, it doesn't.
Could you ever imagine being this stupid lippy to a cop?
No.
I mean, who's pulling up to your car and telling you that he's smelling weed, and you're just sitting there going, I do not consent?
No, I don't understand people that do that. And then they start throwing Section 42 and Law A. I don't get that.
We don't smell any marijuana anywhere. There is no marijuana here. And I can pull up appeals court cases where your smell do not
out of the vehicle.
No, I do not consent.
I understand. I didn't ask for your consent. I'm asking you to step out.
No, just calm down. I'm going to calm down and we'll handle this like men. Because we are men. And we're to be peaceful.
Vehicle for me or not?
I do not. Are you commanding me?
Yes. I'm giving you a lawful order to step out of this vehicle.
For what reason?
It's okay, Atticus.
Because
Atticus.
Let me just jump in here for a second. Of course, my knowledge of this is very limited to The Good Wife. But I know on the show The Good Wife,
faggot.
Excuse me, I'll wear it. On the show The Good Wife, Alicia's son, Alicia is the good wife, and her teenage son was out driving, and he was driving in the car with his mom, and a cop pulled him over, and the kid starts taping the cop, and the cop says, "You can't tape me." It was illegal to tape a cop on The Good Wife. So would that work in real life then? If you couldn't tape a cop on The Good Wife? I know what you're all thinking when you're looking at me. The good taste of D. Suck a D. That's what you're all saying.
Do you wipe front to back?
I have no genitals. I'm like a G.I. Joe back there.
He's a eunuch.
Said, just watch my good wife.
Smell marijuana coming from this
No,
vehicle.
no, you do not.
We're gonna search.
You do not smell marijuana coming from this vehicle.
Then cooperate.
Right.
We do
right.
not consent to anything.
I understand you're not consenting. I smell marijuana coming from the vehicle. He's refusing to get out of the vehicle. Right. Okay. So
I don't consent to anything. I don't know what this guy's doing. No.
Now you got more. Now you got.
So the backups
Now
arrived.
you got some other cops outside the door of the car.
Assault him?
Are you assaulting me? Are you assaulting me?
You're assaulting him. We denied the
Help!
Do you believe what a great world we live in, where now people tape everything and you play it on the radio? Some guy getting busted, and you hear everything with his screaming crack baby in the back seat.
Yeah, and Pittman nailed it on the head. If he wasn't smoking, we'd just get out of the car because you have
Cooperate.
nothing to hide.
I'm waiting for Rob Riggle to tell the baby to shut up.
Help! Call the police!
Did he just say call the police?
He did say that.
Jesus.
Oh.
No, call!
do not move this vehicle.
Do not put that car I didn't mean to. I just moved my foot off the clutch. I moved
out
my
of the
foot off the
vehicle.
clutch.
Is she a fat pig?
Can't see her.
Step out of the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle.
No. I do not consent.
Don't touch
I am
my
being
son.
hurt. Help! Oh, I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
You're assaulting
I'm in
him.
pain.
You're
Oh my
assaulting him.
God.
You are under arrest. You are resisting
what?
law enforcement.
For what reason? I'm in my private conveyance.
Please
go.
move. You're hurting my son. Let me move my son.
You
Get him out of the
Let me
vehicle.
move my
No. Help me. Help me. What crime have I?
She's not bad looking.
No.
I take it back. It's him. It's the guy I'm seeing. It's the guy I'm seeing him from the back, and he's got long, flowing hair.
Okay, this all makes sense now.
We didn't
What
commit
crime
any
did you see me
crime.
commit?
Give us the ticket
Terry
for the
the
seatbelt.
Out of
Ohio.
the vehicle.
I
You're
can't
gonna
call
get tased
it.
if you don't step out.
You're gonna get tased.
Step out of the
Step
vehicle.
out.
What crime have I committed?
Step out.
What crime have I committed?
Oh, I'll tell you this now. The cops got the taser out.
Well, they're gonna.
Yes!
They're gonna
Don't tase me, bro.
right in the ass.
What crime have I committed?
Step
What
out.
crime have I committed?
Oh, there it goes.
Here they go.
What crime? I have been assaulted with a tase gun. You're trying to attack my nuts. That is not proper use of that device.
That's not proper usage of that device. You tried to attack my nuts.
Have you been trained in proper use of a taser?
Please let me get my kid out of the car. Please let me get my child out of the car.
Her child named Atticus, by the way.
All right, they're getting in the back of the car now. Oh my God, the car looks like Noodle's car. It's garbage everywhere. Where you see it's like the fast NYPD blue thing with the camera going blind, and you just see the kid in the car seat, and there's Popeyes boxes in the back seat and empty 2-liter bottles of soda pop.
And your final paycheck.
Jesus.
Watch your bill.
I'm not going to do anything. I just want my child. You just please let me go. I just
No,
didn't have
just
my
get your
seatbelt
child
on.
out. Just go ahead and get in your car.
Call
And that's how the date
a
ends.
lawyer right now.
Which one?
Why do I have to get out the
Did you hear that? Call a lawyer right now. Which one? Like you've got a whole bunch of them on retainer.
This guy, he's just a pain in the ass.
Why do I have to get out the car?
It's all right, little buddy.
Sucks.
The little kid's wearing a tie-dye shirt, like a little Jerry Garcia.
Yes.
He's gonna love his new parents.
Does he have a flat bill hat with a price tag on it?
Get off my porch. You gotta go, man. The police coming.
Oh my God, was that great? That's already up on my Facebook and Twitter. People are sending us texts. How do I watch this? It's on there. It's on Live Leak, but I've got the link on my.
I'll post it on the fan
on my
page.
Twitter and Facebook.
God, I love Live
That's
Leak.
beautiful. Hold on a second. Ken, hi Ken.
Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Hi, Ken.
Ken, you just ruined. I hate it when people say that. I got a break.
He's probably called a bitch about that. We're not talking.
That's just that's one of my pet peeves. Hey, I want to say it's a first time, long time. I want to thank you for taking my call, and I'll hang up and listen. I just want to kill all the callers that do that when I hear that on the radio. Please, like when you say to some guy, I want to thank you for taking my call. That's why he's there, to take your calls. So just don't do that in the future. Okay, everybody? We'll be back in a second. We'll be right back, everybody, on KHTK. Leah Remini. Now, y'all know who Leah Remini is? Lisa Remini.
Sure.
You know, King of Queens. And you know that I have a history with her, that for a while...
Very good one.
She was the third, well, depending on where you're looking at it in the relationship. For a while, she was the third chair on the Don and Mike show. It was a great bit of CBS synergy that crashed and burned for a while. For a long time, we had called Leah on the show. We had gone to one of those junkets out in California where they bring disc jockeys out and they have new shows coming on CBS. This is when King of Queens was coming on. And we got to know Leah then, and we had her on the phone. And then eventually CBS said, it would be a great idea. We'll put a microphone in Leah's house, and she can be on your show every day, but she doesn't have to be in the studio with you. And we said, what the hell? She's a TV star. This is great. CBS TV is behind it. I'm telling you, it was the worst, Drew. It was the worst. She would be sitting in her house. Oh, and the reason I'm bringing up Leah's name is that she's quit Scientology.
Good for her.
That is the big news. And I have to reach out to Leah Remini to say, now, maybe the Leah that I knew back in the day, the Leah that was so full of herself and the Leah that was dying to be in Maxim magazine and on the cover of all these magazines, that Leah Remini changed around the time that she became a somewhat famous TV star, and she got into Scientology. Well, I'm reading today everywhere. The headlines is Leah Remini has quit Scientology. So I'm putting out the word for Leah to come back on the show. I'm going to reach out to her again on Twitter and ask her to please come on the show, because I'd love to hear what she has to say about why Scientology was bad for her.
Yes, and for those who don't know, Don, please remind us why that didn't quite work out.
Well, because she... Well, because she's Leah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She's Leah. She was just achieving the biggest part of her TV success, and she was a little bit full of herself. And she would do stuff like be late, even though she was doing the show from her house. Quite often, we'd start the show and go, "And hi, let's go to Leah Remini," and you would just hear an empty microphone, and she would be in her gigantic, overflowing living room, her celebrity living room, which had no acoustics and sounded like she was broadcasting from the middle of an empty arena. It would be awful. She wasn't really into it. We found when she was able to just sit on her couch and participate in the show, her level of participation wasn't that great. So we're doing this experiment with her for a couple of weeks, and they said, we just got to put you all in a studio together. We're going to fly you and Mike out to Los Angeles, and you do your show for a week from Los Angeles, and Leah will come to a studio, and then it'll be great because you'll all be in the same room together. Maybe you'll build some sort of chemistry.
Yeah.
See, because we had Leah on the show for a couple of years. We would talk to her on the telephone. She was nice enough to get us walk-ons on King of Queens. So, we had a good thing going with her. But then when she was on the show, I think what really pushed her over the edge was she was never really familiar with what we did on the show. She was like a salesperson here at KHTK. She never really knew what we did on the show. Her only insight into the show was when she was on the show. And I got news for you. My longtime listeners will tell you, Drew, especially in the beginning, oh my God, did she get her ass kissed? Because I was a real star effer. I mean, I was thinking, cause the whole thing with Leah started with who's the hottest mom on TV, and at the time it was Patty Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
And that one went teats up too. That relationship went awful too when she was on the show and she complained about us giving her the sex quiz. But we're having this discussion: who's the hottest TV mom? Well, she's not a TV mom, but what about that chick that's with the fat guy on King of Queens? So we were interested in the life of Leah, and then we went out to Los Angeles. She was on the show. She was a part of the show, and it was the first time that she had heard the show. And we were doing a regular show, and she was sitting there with a look of disgust on her face. And her body language was that she had her arms folded up, and she didn't like what we're doing. And we were doing some bit, yelling at some idiot on the phone, and I said something to her like, Leah, come on, participate. And she said, oh, this isn't good. And I'm looking at O'Mara like, this is golden. This is what we do. We've got some guy on the phone. We're calling him a jerk face. He's yelling at us. We're screaming at him. This is what we do. Later, we go to one of our bits. I think it was like a honk for cash, where you got to go to a stoplight, and when the light turns red, you can't move, and we give you $1 for every honk. Her reaction to that was, well, you'll kill somebody with that. Everything that we did, she didn't like. And once I got the vibe that she didn't like what we were doing on the show, I felt the need, and this is what really broke it apart at the end, to expose her for the Hollywood phony that she is.
Of course.
Because I was very defensive. Understand, we're doing a live radio show, and she's sitting there. She's applying the brake. She's saying, this isn't good. I don't want to be a part of this. She was saying this with some of the bits we were doing, and I had no recourse. I had to say, well, maybe you'd rather go out and yell at the lady about the poppy seeds on your bagel. Because this is the act that she pulled They rented us, they rented us a beautiful studio in Century City with much better equipment than we'd ever been used to working with. And it was because Leah was involved. And they had this thing catered every morning. We would show up, I think the shift started, it was 11 o'clock West Coast time. So we'd get there early in the morning, and they'd have this spread of food, and incredible, like we hadn't seen before. And us fat bastards eating, loving the free food.
Love it.
She would come in, and she would right away say the bagels weren't sliced the right way, that she wanted lox, that she wanted fresh lox.
So she was a diva.
From a deli. And then she said, no, she didn't want poppy seeds, and she wanted her assistant to with her fingers, take every poppy seed off the bagel. This was what she was pulling. It was like, oh, no, this fruit cup will not do. I can't eat grapes. This is the type of crap that she was doing. Cup. So I started calling her out on it a little bit, and then she got married, and she put her wedding on VH1. And it was like the biggest look at me, swim in Lake Me show you've ever seen. So, of course, we played the tape on the air. How could you not play the tape on the air? And it was one of those things where she didn't hear it, but she started getting word that we were playing the tapes of her wedding on VH1, and that maybe that we weren't the most supportive of Leah.
When do you think she started her descent from the top of Celebrity Mountain? Because she was pretty hot there, and when I remember seeing the spread.
I think the Maxim. I think
right after
that was her peak when she was at the absolute top. Yeah, little Joe.
She got really fat at the end of King of Queens.
Well, she got pregnant.
Yeah,
she got pregnant. To be fair,
she had a baby.
To be fair, she had a baby. And
I think that's what her mistake was.
She wasn't quite as hot. Anyway, she's quit Scientology. Which I had said. My listeners know I had said that the whole time that she was on the show. I would always bust her balls a little bit. I'd go, "Don't you think that this Tom Cruise thing has gotten you a little nutty? Tell me." And I would ask her questions like, "How much of your salary do you have to give to them?" I don't want to discuss that with you. Well, when you go, do they give you a wafer? Do you get like a communion cookie or
like
something?
A Jim Jones Kool-Aid?
Do you get any wine or anything? She says, "No, it's not like that." I said, like, when you're sitting there, do you have to? I had all these questions about Scientology. Like, when you go in, do you have to say the prayers like you do in the Catholic Church? I mean, do you have to stand up and sit? Because that to me is very important in finding a church or finding a place of worship. Is there a lot of sitting? Because one thing I never dug the whole time I was a Catholic was the stand-up, sit-down thing. It's like, just pick one or pick the other. Mm-hmm. And Catholics, oh, my God. Well, hold on. I'll get into the Catholic religion in a second. So anyway, Leah, she's on my note here today. I actually have some phone numbers for her that I don't know if they are current or not, but it's always fun to just call numbers that I think are the right numbers. So I got Leah's number. I'm going to try that today. I wanted to mention that this ESPN The Body issue, which they make a whole big deal about. I am so over these athletes being naked. First off, they're not the athletes that you want to see naked, okay? They're not the hot athletes.
Well, Ronda Rousey.
She was last year.
Yeah, last year.
She's old news.
But that's the one that
she's old news. You know who I want? I want the Williams sisters. And I want the Williams sisters like if they were in the
fat black ass.
Like if they were in the OBGYN office. That is the pose that I would have for them. Jimmy legs up in the air, and I say, okay, girls, now touch your hands to your toes, and smile, picture.
Shoot tennis
and
balls.
for instance, if you get someone like Colin Kaepernick, who I know a lot of chicks, and
I heard he has a flat ass.
I heard that too.
Everybody's into that. Here's the thing, though. If you're going to see Colin Kaepernick naked, and I'm no homo, but I love gay people and I support gay rights, so I can say this. This is my inner homo coming out right now. Yeah. What a letdown. Let me see something. You know what I'm saying?
You want to see more.
Yes. Show genitals. That's what I'm saying. If you want that ESPN, the body issue to take off, show genitals. And especially who's the old dude, the old golfer that's on the cover of it? It's not Sam Snead. It's some guy that's in his 70s. You know what I want to see? I want to see some old, wrinkled 70-year-old penis. There, I said it. Well, that's what I want to see on the cover of ESPN, the magazine.
Sure, we could call Phantom.
Yes.
And if you really want to make it, hey, ESPN, you really want to make that a happening? Make it the people of ESPN. Now, you give me a naked issue of ESPN.
Yeah, put Sarah Walsh in there.
We've got
with her horse face.
Chris Berman, who's holding maybe just an NFL football over his genitals.
2 donuts.
John Clayton bending over to pick up the shower, the soap in the shower.
Yeah, but he's bending over like this, and he's just showing you his rear with this ponytail hanging down.
Linda Cohn's nipples are scraping her toenails.
That would not be pretty, but what a ripoff it is! It's to me, it's even more of a letdown than the SI swimsuit issue is every year. Now, granted, back in the day, when I was Chief One Hair, when I was a baby DJ, there'd be nothing better than that Sports Illustrated magazine showing up because let's face it, next to National Geographic, That's the very best chance to see almost naked chicks. You know, when I was growing up, I used to love the Sports Illustrated. I used to love National Geographic. And I used to love the Sears catalog. And I'll tell you why. Chicks' underwear. Girls' underwear ads.
Yeah, but you know what?
Drew, you got to understand. I'm talking like in 1970. There was no internet. There was no way to find the stuff the way that people find it today.
You had that and National Geographic magazine.
And National Geographic always showed African chicks walking around without their
bottoms,
without their tops on. So you'd always see the big milky breasts
and all the rings around their neck.
Yeah, well, you know, you take what you can get.
Like a goddamn carnival game.
And then occasionally it would be known that I would bring the Sears catalog into the bathroom with me, and when they would knock on the door and say, "What are you doing?" I would always say, "I'm looking at the toy catalog," but really I wasn't. And one of the greatest days in my life was the day that I discovered in the newspaper, which was a blog that's made out of trees for you young people, when they would run full-page ads like for bras in the newspaper. Back in the day, oh my God! Now you got to keep in mind that I could achieve while watching. I used to, when I was a young formative man, when I was just discovering my body, I found that I could watch almost anything on TV and get worked up enough to do it.
Sure.
I remember one chick, Carol Merrill, who was on The Price.
Carol Merrill?
Not The Price is Right. It was, what's the other one? Let's Make a Deal. The original Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall. She would be the chick that would be standing up there when he goes, "Do you want door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3?" She'd always be there in a really skimpy outfit.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at pictures of her now.
She would take door number 3. Now, keep in mind, like I'm saying, Drew, these were in olden times.
And I'm giving you, yes, I understand.
In olden times,
I'm taking that into consideration, Don.
When it would not be unusual for me to be in my room with the door locked. And my mom would think it was okay because she go, "What are you doing?" I go, "Well, I'm watching Let's Make a Deal," and she didn't know I was making a deal. I was making a deal with myself, and I would always pick the most obscure shows. I mean, I know that back in the day, people would probably say, "Well, what about like Gilligan's?"
There, dude.
Hello.
What
was that?
Automation.
What was that?
It's not supposed to be on.
You might want to, was it, what's it, Gilligan's Island? What about those chicks? I Dream of Jeannie. I wouldn't pleasure myself to those shows. It would always be a weird show. Like there was, what's her name? She's dead now. Was it Jessica Savage? Was it a news? I remember there was some news anchor, and I used to just think that she was the hottest thing. And I remember the little boy version of me, like 11 years old, just discovering myself, turning on the news, and feeling real good about myself.
Savage.
Yes, and feeling real good about myself going down and telling my mom and dad that I was going to go watch the news when I knew I was really just going to wait for the pretty lady to come on the news.
Now, let me ask you this question. Imagine yourself being a kid finding himself, and you have the internet.
No, it would have. I tell you what, it would have happened much earlier. I would have probably started around 5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think now of the possibility of a 5-year-old understanding everything enough to go to the web.
Sure.
And go to hotasianchicks.com to find the site at a little 5-year-old.
When I was coming up, and I had the internet sneaking off into the computer room at my house, it was bsnew.com. It was celebrity fakes.
See, I did not
celebrity fake photos, and we got very creative with those.
I had to use my imagination. Like, I'm also very much a slave to Letters to Penthouse. If I could get a copy of Penthouse magazine, or even better, one of those dog-eared paperbacks that we would pass around, and how gross is this? It would be passed around from guy to guy. Like, you go, "Who's getting the book tonight?" "Okay, Billy's getting it. I got it tomorrow." Just to read soft core passages. No. I would do that on a regular basis.
Well, there's a porn in our office with Caden Cross and Jesse Jane, which we're all passing around, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, but the thing is, see, the difference now between now and then is
the spider web.
You're talking about a DVD or something. In this case, you were talking about a book,
a magazine where you actually had to hold
a paperback book, sometimes with the letters from Penthouse, and you would see the stories that were good.
I understand,
because those were the creases in the book that would the book would open naturally to 2 or 3 stories, and so you knew right away These are the good ones that your other friends had watched. And it was weird because it was one of those things that we would never discuss it. You know, it would be like, do you have the book? Yes. Can I have it? Yes. I'll give it to you on the school bus tomorrow. But we would never discuss, like, did you read this story or that story? We would never discuss what we did with the book. But whoever had the book, if you were lucky enough to have the book on a Friday and roll all weekend with it and not have to bring it back to school until Monday.
Man, that's like having cigarettes in prison.
That was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. And what's that golfer? Is it Gary Player?
Yes.
Is that the old
guy? I'm
guy?
getting a ton of people texting me about Gary Player.
Yeah, well, what you got to do on that to make that happen, like I said, is go all the way with it. You know what I mean? Let me see what goods he's got.
It's just beauty. Like the whole issue
Check out my putter.
The whole issue is bodies of athletes and how beautifully built they are. Let's see everything else.
Enough of that. Let me see. Like I said, let me see. And I'm trying to think. I'm trying to again put on my homosexual hat for a moment.
Please do.
Who would be?
Is it Flat Bill?
Who would be?
Sticker still on it.
Of course.
Get off my boat. You gotta go, man. The police coming.
Hello, John.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, I just want to say this. I remember when I first came to manhood about 5 years old, like you're talking about on the jungle gym, and my teacher used to come out and tell me to hurry up, but she would not looking at her at the same time.
Right. Okay, gotcha. You're a sexual animal just like me. You and me. Twin sons of different mothers.
Yeah, you ever had impure
babysitter too, from like 8 to 11.
I bet that was great.
Right. I tell you what, I remember later when I was I was legally thought of as an adult, but I was, never really mature enough to be an adult. I guess I'm in my early 20s when Super TV came out. If y'all remember Super TV,
no,
it's where
that?
It was a precursor. If you didn't have cable TV and you couldn't get cable where you were at, it was an over-the-air signal that was scrambled where they would show like pay-per-view movies. And the best part is they would show softcore pornos every night starting at 7 o'clock. And if you didn't pay for those channels, you would get the squiggly screen where every once in a while you could just like see part of a body part.
Oh, I think that's a boob.
I can't tell you how many hours I logged in front of Super TV, not paying for dirty movies, just trying to see something. And it's like watching when you had the rabbit ears, you're getting the worst picture in the world and it's being scrambled. But every once in a while, just when you're about to give up on it, would be, I saw something. That's a dirty movie. I saw it. Super TV. Super TV. Jesus.
I had actually yesterday, Jack told me, he goes, sometimes my wiener gets big.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Showstopper.
And then so he drops that on me. And then, that was yesterday morning. And then yesterday I get home from work and he's, Hannah's playing with one of her dolls. And
you should tell everybody how old your son is.
My son is 4.
4. Okay.
Yes. And Hannah's playing with one of her dolls, and she undresses the doll. And Jack goes, "Can I play with that, please?" And I go, "Well, what do you want to play with?" And he goes, "I just like it naked." And I go, "Well, all right."
I have to confess.
I have bad news for him, though, because it doesn't get big anymore.
It stays the same size.
That is learned behavior. That is, Daddy, I learned it from watching you.
Listen, I have to apologize to my buddy Pittman because I had impure thoughts about
who?
Your wife yesterday.
Was there a grave involved?
Did you see his wife walk in yesterday?
No, I didn't see Laura here yesterday.
Yeah.
Don Pittman forgot his laptop at home, so she was at the gym with her gym clothes on. And she comes in, I turn around, and she's in her gym outfit. She got the booty shorts on and the tank top. She's all sweaty, and she hands him the laptop. And I just don't understand how your dopey ass got with that at all.
I'll kick the coverage for sure. It's funny, though, because you told me that you couldn't express this to me because it's my wife. Immediately when she left the room, Deuce goes, "God, your wife's so hot, I just want to F her."
I just felt bad. I didn't want to say it to my buddy. That's my buddy's wife.
I guess Deuce didn't feel bad enough to say that.
No. But that's what happens when you don't have a dad.
Did your internet just go down?
Yes, it did.
It did, yeah.
Mine just went.
And then it just popped back up.
Did he really?
But I know that young Steve is dying to get in here to figure out why automation won't shut off.
All right, so let me see. I want to get a hold of Leah Remini today. It's a 7-Eleven day, so we got to call some 7-Elevens. I got the story about, speaking of kids like your kid, your 4-year-old kid who is discovering himself already, little Joe. There was a couple of kids. I want to get to this news report about a New Jersey beach. I'll do this when we get into the show. A mom and dad, they have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and they bring their kid up on the boardwalk. And the kids are covered with sand, so they peel the suits off and they start, hosing the kids down. Well, somebody complains about it, and they want to arrest the dad for having naked kids in public. It's a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. They're at the boardwalk at the New Jersey beach.
Again, where we live in a very hypersensitive society,
Right.
Don. Some people get upset with that.
I know we do. We got that, and then
There's probably some child molester who got frustrated with himself. No?
Who's
No?
No, I don't. Boo. I don't know if it was a child molester that was frustrated. I believe it was someone from the local beach patrol.
All right. Well.
But someone just too politically
Can't
correct.
hit them all out, Don.
Too
What do you
politically
want?
correct. I know. Oh, and listen, let me hit a break here. That'd be the best thing to do. Just hit a break because I still looking. I got a story here as well today about some guy in Turkey, the country of Turkey, who's helping himself to wean himself off smoking. He built himself a helmet. A mask made out of a cage. So it's like he has a dog cage on his head to help him from stop smoking. Listen, it's one of the many things. I'm just giving you a list of topics right now.
Our Michael Dave has a cage on his head and he still smokes.
I'm not saying that you're going to want to listen to all this. I'm just telling you the list that I am. I'm just a waiter giving you the menu. The Seinfeld game. We're going to do the mousetrap game today. Oh, and when we come back, why don't we start with the lady that was caught by police with a loaded gun in her most private of areas.
All right.
That's a nice way to start a show. Don Geronimo right here on the mighty KHTK. Hiya, pal.
Hiya, pal.
Hiya, pal.
Hiya, pal.
Just found the Joe Pesci soundboard.
Hiya, pal.
I don't know how many F-bombs are in this thing.
I've been trying to reach you. It's tougher to get than the president.
Right. Who are you? You a lawyer?
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer? What's your lucky number?
Number 672.
Give me another lucky number.
Number 664.
Are there any dirty things on this soundboard?
No, 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 no.
No. Are there dirty things?
Yeah.
No. Are there dirty things?
No.
Is it yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
No, tomorrow, egghead. Now.
What, Joe?
Thank you very, very much.
You have a beautiful face.
I got to meet clean face right away. What about the shave parade?
Hey, did you hear that last update?
Good.
What'd you think of it?
Good.
Mm-hmm. Can you go on a little more?
Excellent.
Excellent. Now, I get worried when I go to the part of this page where it says rants and where it says, oh, how about Joe Pesci crying? Hold on a second.
Is that from Home Alone?
I bet. You know what? I bet it is, dude. I bet it is.
I could use a good ass kick, and I'll be very honest with you. You hear me or what?
You live here?
Mr. McAllister who lives here?
All right, hold on. That's the Joe Pesci soundboard. Wait a minute, because I was just on. Oh my God, I've got a million of them here, Drew. George Takei. Let me see.
Sulu.
Michael Jackson. There's a million Michael Jackson ones out there, right? Oh, what the hell with the music? Stop it with the music. Stop it, please.
How do you like the smell? Is it good?
Hey, hold on.
Is that Michael Jackson?
Yes, it is. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Michael?
Hello?
Hello?
How do you like the smell? Is it good? Does it smell good enough for you in there?
Hi, Mike. Liberace and
Well, how
Scott.
about this?
Who's the name of the last girl you were with?
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one.
Hold on, I got Michael Jackson going.
The kid is not my son.
It's Michael Jackson next saying, I asked to use the restroom?
One time I asked to use the restroom.
And what happened there, Michael?
And it stunk so bad.
What did it smell like?
There was doo-doo and feces thrown all over the walls.
What is that from?
And what about your down there area, Michael?
It was very swollen.
It was swollen. If someone kisses you, what does it taste like?
There was doo-doo and feces thrown all over the walls.
When's the last time you had one of those kisses? Michael?
Well, back in 1979, I got real depressed when my Off the Wall album just got one lousy Grammy nomination.
How about that? Who are you again?
Michael Jackson.
Who are you?
Michael Jackson.
Who's this on the phone?
It's Michael Jackson.
Is this Michael Jackson?
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. I'm looking for Michael Jackson, please.
Brooke Shields, Diana Ross, Emmanuel Lewis, and Bubbles.
Who's the last person you had sex with, really?
Macaulay Culkin.
And what did you say to him, Michael?
Beat it.
Do you mean that the way that I think you mean it?
Okay.
Okay, Michael?
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. You're talking about Macaulay Culkin, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you were with Macaulay Culkin?
Yes.
And when you kissed him, what did it taste like?
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls.
Is that true?
It's true.
Oh, my God, this is a great soundboard. Where do you think Drew Hoffer should end up?
In a mental institution.
Why is that, Mike?
That's happened many times.
Don't judge Drew. Don't judge him, please. Michael.
That's judging someone.
You want to come over and smoke some pot, Mike?
What was that answer again? Mike? There you go. You like Drew Hoffer? When you kiss Drew, what does he taste like?
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls.
You know, that's what we might have to hold on to. The Michael Jackson one, at least the doo-doo and feces. Then it's got Will Ferrell from Elf, Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, we've heard that one a million times before. Let me try this. What is this one about? The classic, the best classic sounds of all time. Oh my God, I never realized how many soundboards there are. This one's got maybe 100 different pop-ups. And I see it's got some of your all-time favorites. Let's see how many of these you recognize. A lot of these are internet sensations, like I see the Leave Britney Alone guy.
Leave Britney alone!
Everybody remembers him?
Please. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name.
Do you remember this one from the internet? Do you remember Charlie Bit Me?
Charlie, that really hurt.
Yeah. Ouch, Charlie.
I don't even know what this one is. This one says Prong Chew.
Prong chew.
I love it.
Prong chew.
This one just says Eat da poo poo.
And then they eat the poo-poo like ice cream.
That's a video that Tosh had, that guy goes up there hates gays, and he was giving a preach on it.
All right, here is one, the Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate rain.
Everybody remembers this, right?
Oh, yeah. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
Oh, and then the kid after the dentist.
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real life. Stay in your seat.
I feel funny. Why is this happening?
It's just Pittman on edibles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to get some before my Vegas trip.
What is this one? Shut that ass?
And you ain't got to walk every day, so you going to get out and strut that ass.
Strut that ass. She'd be
Strut that ass.
strut it. Here's one that says, my rent's too damn high.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. The rent is too
I remember
damn
him.
high.
I remember that guy who was like speaking at a board of something.
That
like
horrific.
Cleveland or something.
Horrific beard.
Miss Teen, South Carolina.
I personally believe that most Americans are unable to do so because people out there in our nation don't have maps. South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as.
Such as.
And her name's Kate Upton, believe it or not.
I know.
Hold on, what is this? And reporter speech fail. Is this when this might be when
the stroke?
When the reporter's having a stroke on the air?
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison. But let's go ahead, Terrace chasing those for the head of the pet.
Oh, God.
It's a beautiful one. What's this one? It says, I like turtles.
That's the zombie kid.
That's great.
Oh, the zombie kid, right. I like turtles. I've heard that one before. I guess I have.
And hey, Travis, I like beer. It's good for you.
Drink responsibly.
I don't know if I've ever heard that one before. What's this? This one says country law. What? County law? What about this
blazing? The sheriff is...
This one says, Daddy taught me good.
And I just drop to my knees, see my little knee. And then when I'm on my knees, I'm backing up. Because my daddy taught me good, and I'm backing the hell out of there.
Hey, Jack.
What about this one? It says Manson goes nuts. Will this be Charlie Manson?
Tell everybody how you want.
Slow Joe, I love that.
How you want.
Oh, no. This dude I remember. Basil for Tennessee. Is this that dude that was running for governor of Tennessee?
Yes, yes.
That I threw my support behind a couple of years ago. I think so.
I'm BasilMarceau.com, the Republican candidate for governor.
BasilMarceau.com.
Permit and registration for guns. Everyone can carry guns. If you kill someone, no, you get murdered. You go to jail. Everyone, have a nice day.
He should have
I'll
won.
see you all at the polls.
See you there.
Thank you.
He goes,
have a nice day.
I'm BasilMarceau.com.
We had that dude on the show for a while when he was running for whatever he was running for. This one says Obama fan.
I voted for him because he was black. Yes, I did. And guess what?
What?
I'm going to get me some health care. Sure enough is. I ain't got no job. I love America. Me and my 7 children.
I remember this, Jack. This is so funny. This is like pretty much a combination of people that were funny for 2 seconds. When you had like that damn smash guy.
Yeah, Kai.
He had it
Kai
going for a while. What happened with him? Was he raped by the side of a road or something like that? By a guy?
No. He was drugged. He was drugged and raped by an elderly man. Actually, I believe if the story's correct. I'll look it up real quick. But
smash.
Didn't he kill him?
That's what. Yeah, he was.
He killed the guy because the guy was raping him, right?
Well,
Brett killed the guy.
Speaking of, here's one that's labeled on this best soundboard of all time: grape rape. You ever heard this one?
Please. Yes. That is.
What's that?
That's
from,
a very old clip. That's a news lady who was stopping grapes as they were making wine. And remember, she trips and falls right on her
I've
face.
seen that clip before.
Yeah, that's so
off
good.
the little barrel or whatever. I love it when our idiot listeners will write in like this one. Everything you're playing is from Tosh.0. Well, I don't doubt that these have all been on Tosh, but this is a soundboard, stupid. I'm just trying to find some clips that I haven't had before. Like this one says, whistling mufflers.
The whistles got woo.
It's
that woo woo.
That's a report that they did about sideshows in Oakland.
Yeah.
All right, because the guy's got a Raiders headband on.
Yes.
There you go.
The whistles got woo. It's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
That woo woo.
All right, this one says reporter speech fail.
Well, a very, very
Oh, we had that one.
Well,
Sorry,
we
had that one. That I should have known. I done goofed.
And I'm not going to put up with any of you people's crap anymore. You will have to deal with the police because you done goofed.
You done goofed.
And I know who it's coming from because I back traced it. And you've been reported to the cyber police.
Who's that?
I don't know
what the hell was that one.
Hey, it makes a lot of sense, though.
Hey, where have you been?
Yeah.
Hey, I've just been
hiding.
Packing up my boxes.
Now, which one are you? You George?
I'm Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, Joe?
It's going good.
Have you bought your Kings tickets yet?
You know, I've bought a radio station.
Oh, did you?
Yes. In Boise.
You bought a radio station in Boise, Idaho.
I'm actually here recruiting talent.
What's the name of the radio station?
K Maloof.
KMAL. KGOF.
What do you
It's
think
going to be a fabulous show, I'm telling you.
I got to tell you, the new ownership is making your ownership group look weak. I mean, they're out there spending money. They're
wheeling and dealing.
They're bringing new players in. They're building the arena. They're building it downtown, not the rail yard. It's downtown.
Yes, you never got anything done.
Ah, heck, I'm very, very thrilled for Sacramento. I heard that you guys got that David kid back.
Yes.
He pretty much ran us out of this town.
Yes, he did.
Yes, David's on the morning show now.
That's a fabulous morning show.
Can I get a room for this weekend?
You know, I was actually going to comp Little Joe for his Vegas trip, but...
You got some balls, Joe. Are you really going to call them and ask them for a comp room this weekend?
He already did.
So tell me more about this radio station.
Yeah, we got AJ Clemente.
Yeah.
Gay effing ass.
Yeah.
That's what I said when the vote went down. Gay effing ass.
I bet you did.
We're good. We're looking at this kid, Scott Marsh.
I think you got an anchor team there. I'm AJ Clemente, and I'm Scott Marsh. And now the news of the day. And let's go for sports. Here's Basil. whatever his name is. Basil.
It's Basil.
Basil. What was his last name? It's
BasilMarceau.com.
BasilMarceau.com with the weather.
I'm shocked. I voted for him. I don't know why he didn't win.
Oh, yes.
All right, here's one that says ghetto rapist.
Obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park.
Oh, okay.
Let's hide your
Climbing
kids.
in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids,
hide your
your
kids.
wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
All right, here's one.
Husbands.
I know you've heard this one a million times before.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one. And this one's been so overplayed.
Oh my God, it's full on. Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
So he starts crying.
God, it's a double complete rainbow.
Don't you want it someday when they do like a Where Are They Now? When they show this guy and you find out that this guy ended up like in prison for killing 1 million people for coming up to him and going, you're the double rainbow guy.
He's doing the same thing he was doing 2 years ago in that. Or 3 years ago in that.
He's actually doing weather for us.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Who's doing traffic?
And as soon as they saw me, they came bounding over.
That just says that's man describes dog attack. Here's one that says the Red House.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
You know, that's got to be an ad for a real place. Hold on, let me hear that one again. The Red House.
Okay,
hold on.
I'm looking it up.
We all just get along.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
Is it a real place, dude?
It's called the Red House Furniture.
Where's it at?
Let's see. I'm looking.
Give me a phone number.
It's in North Carolina. You ready? I'll
Yep.
write it down for you.
Yeah, get it for me. Red House Furniture. All right, I just Googled it myself. All right, here's the whole ad. Here's their whole ad. Let me play this for you.
There it is.
Thank you very much, Drew. And here's the entire ad now, where white people and black people buy their furniture.
And Spanish people.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there's an ad before this. There's an ad before there's an ad before the ad. Before the ad nauseum. Okay, and this is where area code 336, North Carolina. Okay.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
I'm Richard, a.k.a. Big Head. I work at the Red House, and I'm black. I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, a.k.a. 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
How is it that we've never heard of these ads before?
No idea.
And I'm black and I'm white.
It's just the white guy is shaking hands with the black guy in the commercial.
That's amazing. At the Red House.
Isn't it?
I'm black and I love the Red House.
I'm white, and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman, and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
At the Red
I've never seen anything like this in my life. There's the obligatory shot now of couches, chaise
Look at the
lounges.
sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person.
Oh my God!
Stop it!
This is so ridiculous.
House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
It's like an SNL bit.
And Hispanic people too.
It's funnier though.
Good point.
502 South Elm Street, High Point, North Carolina. Pre-qualify now at redhousefurniture.com. All right, hold please.
Oh my God.
Okay, here we go. Red House. Looking for white furniture for white people.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling Red House.
Hey, Red House. Hi there. This is Don Geronimo, and I'm calling you from my radio show in Northern California right now with CBS Radio. How are you, my friend?
Good. What about you?
Well, listen, I'm doing fine. I must be the last guy in the world, all the way in Northern California, the last guy in the world to ever hear of Red House furniture. I love it. Have you ever thought of franchising?
Actually, no. Well, I can't tell you because I'm just a worker here, but it's like a family-owned business.
I'm gonna guess you're white.
No, I'm not.
You're black. That's the beautiful. That's the beautiful thing about Red House is that you sell furniture to black people and to white people.
Yes.
Who came up with that slogan?
I'm actually not sure. I think it was the people who did the commercial.
Yeah.
They came up with it.
Do you think I'm white or black?
White.
And how about me, sir?
Black.
Yes, sir.
Black is 1,000 midnights. Yeah. You got that right. So what we're looking for, we're buying furniture for our place. We live together. I hope you don't mind. We're openly gay. It's California.
It is Northern California.
I'm white. He's black. And I was wondering if you could sell us a couch that both whites and blacks would like. And P.S., we have Hispanic friends who might be sitting on the couch, too.
Okay, yeah, that's possible.
How is this advertising work for you guys? I mean, because I see the commercial where you have people just going, "Hi, I'm white. Hi, I'm black." Why did you decide to come up with race as the theme for the commercial? It's awesome.
Well, I actually can't answer that question because I wasn't here when they made that.
Right.
I do also love the Hispanic thrown in at the very, very end of the commercial.
Is that on purpose? Like just it's almost like whites, black, and Hispanics.
And then kind of Hispanics.
And what about my Asian friends who like couches?
Yes.
And what about Indians? They like couches.
Yes.
They like a nice love seat.
I guess it would be for everybody.
For everybody. For everybody. All right, well, listen, if you would just tell the people that run the place when they get there, my name is Don Geronimo. I'm the most famous disc jockey in California, and I really want to open my own Red House franchise right out here in Sacramento.
Okay.
For white people and black people and some Hispanics. Okay. Hey, how do you feel about gays? What if a gay guy wanted to buy a couch?
Everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Really? What about creeps? Like
I did both of them already.
No, I mean like really creepy guys like
Josh Blue.
No.
What's the name of you guys' radio station?
Oh, it's KHTK. You just look us up in the phone book. Look right under K. KHTK. You see, we're a station. We appeal to white people and black people and some Hispanics.
So y'all appeal to everybody as well.
No everybody. Asians, though.
No Asians. We're very strict about that. No Asians.
Why not Asians?
No, just because.
Because we like being inclusive. Let them have their own couches. All right, thank you. What's the last item you sold this morning at Red House? I'll give you a free commercial. What's the last item you sold?
The last item sold was maybe a sofa, actually.
A nice sofa. Was it to a white or to a black?
It was to a white.
To a white. All right, thank you.
So they paid in full?
Thank you for your time. It's been awesome talking to you. Bye-bye.
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 Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
So it seems to be working for them. They're still in business. I don't know how old that commercial is, though.
Hold on, let me hear Big Head.
I work at the Red House and I'm black. I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, a.k.a. 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House,
where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanics. Hello, Mike. Mike.
Hey, guys.
Hi, buddy.
You guys ever talk about sports?
No, Mike. No, Mike.
Only about the Red House, my friend, where black people and white people buy their furniture.
So they replaced Jason Ross.
Jesus Christ. Do I have to go through? Let me give you my resume. I did this time slot on this radio station for 20 years, or you could just hang up, dumbass. See you at the Red House.
At the Red House.
You know, I knew that always happens. There are some straggling, stupid people who don't realize that I did this shift for 20 years.
Well, we're getting them on the text line as well, Don.
Oh, screw them. I don't see them. Hold on. What am I looking for here?
Oh.
Scroll down. Let me see. Hold on, because all I see is stuff writing about the Red House. Someone writes, "Dear Don, you played this years ago on the Don and Mike show." Dude, you played that? I don't remember that. I really would remember. Hold on. What's that? What does that one say? I can't read it. Jason, I can't. You can just read it.
You want me to read it for you?
Jesus, true.
Well, dude, give me a break here.
Look like Wreck-It Ralph holding up the computer.
Is Jason back Yet.
Oh, I see. All
I
right,
hate listening to other sports stations. Don Geronimo sucks.
Please get out of here. Look at my resume. You know what? You give me 1 month, and the ratings on this show are going to be tripled. No offense to Deuce and no offense to Jason. It's just what I do.
I don't think Deuce is offended.
I mean, Deuce. Sorry. It's just what I do, man. I got a very loyal audience that will follow me anywhere, and my audience is following me from the morning to this shift. And I was on this shift for 20 years. So all you people, shut up with your stupid sports radio. You got 21 hours a day on this goddamn station. I got 3 hours a day to bring some sanity here. You know why? Because I got one goal in my life, is to sell furniture to black people and to white people.
At the Red House.
And Hispanics. And here is Boo-Loo. Oh, is this my man Boo-Loo?
Hey, Don, I love shopping at the Red House for matching recliners with my good friend Morgan Freeman, or even blacker Wesley Snipes. Baloo.
That's my favorite caller ever, right there. The Chris Walken Baloo guy.
They're very active on Twitter, too.
Baloo.
I'm black, and I love the Red House. I'm white, and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman, and I love the Red House.
Of course you do.
I am white, and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
You can't tell me advertising doesn't work, though. Because I guarantee if you retain one thing from the stupid show today, that's what it's going to be. You're going to be lying in your bed tonight, going to bed, and all of a sudden it's going to be, at the Red House. White people and black people and some Hispanics. Hello, Mike. Mike, buddy.
Yeah, I just moved out here. I used to work at the Red House. Only white people would buy the waterbed.
Get out. You didn't work at the Red House.
He's making a joke, Don. He's basically saying that black people cannot swim because they did not buy the water beds.
Well, that's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all.
Shut up, Deuce. It's not funny.
Is Deuce dying over there?
Look at the sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person.
And just stop it right there. If that was just just a store for white people. All right, I got to hit a break here.
All these breaks, Don.
I know. We take time out for our local whatever it is, the Red House of Sacramento. I'm Jeff Tarbell for Red House Mortgages. I sell mortgages to black people.
That's so funny.
Now take it easy.
And to white people.
That's the first live read in the next spot.
And some Hispanics. Be back, everybody. Don Geronimo right here. The mighty KHTK. I didn't even tell you about the meeting I had yesterday with the guy from the local CBS
That's
Sacramento.
right. Are we all going to be on TV?
Well,
you are.
Yeah, you could say that. And yes, of course I'm going to put you guys on TV.
Yeah.
Looks like I am going to get that thing back rolling with my good friends over at Channel 31 and Channel 13. It looks like it's going to be a nighttime show, which is good. A once-a-week nighttime show, starting like on a Saturday night. We're having cameras put in the studio, so we're going to take some stuff from the studio and the radio show and put it on TV, and it'll be a chance for me to sit down and chat to people. And, we really don't know exactly what the format is going to be thus far, of course, because it's a local CBS Sacramento. There will be no budget, so it would just be a chair and a camera, pretty much. But I'm thrilled about it. It's going to be starting soon with my friends over there at the CBS 13. That's good, and I have no doubts. I'm getting such fabulous response to being back on this time slot. I forget how many of you people really counted on me in the middle of the day. I forgot how important the Don and Mike show was to people, and my show that came after that for this midday time slot. That really there's nothing else like it on the radio in the middle of the day. And, despite the fact that I take bad phone calls, unlike other disc jockeys, please know that. I take unscreened phone calls. And even if you call Joe and say you hate my guts, a lot of times that will put you up to the top of the stack. Yep. Although I know we have copycats, and like it's the same when I read the bad texts that come in. I don't read you guys the 1 million ass kissing texts that I get. I choose out the bad ones, and then copycats follow after. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I hope you can all read between the lines. And what I'm already sensing after 4 days back in this shift is that we will be dominating this time slot, and I mean major league dominating. I give us 60 days. Okay, it's whatever it is. It's July 11th. July, August, by September, by 9/11,
Okay.
By the modern day 9/11.
I loved how that worked out.
We'll be kicking some ass, and everyone's asking me about the ratings. I don't know. I don't know what the ratings are for this shift. I know that they're not exceptional. They're not as bad as when I took over 3 years ago for the shift that was on there. And the way that the ratings work is that you don't get the information like it's Thursday. I don't have information like on Monday's ratings. That's not how it works. It's a month later that we get the ratings information. It'll be a month from now before we can even tell you if the needle is moving or not. But I'm here to say that I know it is. And, everything caught me off guard when everything first happened with changing the shifts. But the more I'm thinking about it, I'm so damn comfortable doing this shift, and I'm getting such great response from people. And maybe I've not stopped down to say that seriously, and I should to say you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate all the great phone calls and the texts, the emails, and everything else, and blah blah blah. And we're going to climb back to the top of the mountain and kick some ass. So join up early and be a part of it, okay? Like that guy says in Full Metal Jacket, come on, get on the winning team. This whole peace thing is overrated. Get on and that's the scene when what's the dude's name? A Joker.
That's when they're throwing the dead bodies and putting lime over them.
Yeah, and Joker has got the peace sign on his helmet, along with he has written something like "Born to Kill" or something, and the sergeant
"Born to Kill" and a peace sign on your helmet. What message are you trying to say, son?
That's exactly it, dude. Get with the winning team.
Get with the winning team.
And he says something like, "This whole peace movement is overrated." And he says, "Why do you have the peace sign on your helmet with Born to?" Because I guess I'm feeling about the duality of man, sir.
The duality of man.
That's one of those movies, Drew. There are two separate movies happening in Full Metal Jacket.
Yes.
Because I know when I turn that on, that's one of those movies. I'll give you 2 or 3 really good examples. Okay. Heat is another example. There are really like 3 separate movies going on in the movie Heat, and I'll explain what I mean to you. Full Metal Jacket first. The first hour of the movie is them being in basic training and Private Pile and all the stuff that he can't do. And the first hour of the movie ends with the sergeant killing himself, with what's his name, with Private Pile killing himself and killing the sergeant. Then the second half of the movie is when they get deployed.
And then that's when they introduce Animal Mother.
Yes.
And all those great characters.
So it's really 2 different movies. Yeah. The first movie is the first half is the Private Pile part, and the second half is everything else that happens when they're out in the field. Now into one of my favorite movies of all time, in Heat, you have really, as far as I'm concerned, 3 separate plots. The first chunk of the movie is all based on the original heist. When they pull the armored car over and they knock it over and everything. That's like the first part of the movie.
I have to throw that one back in. I haven't seen it in so long.
The second real part of that movie is the relationship between Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. And then the third part, of course, is the end when they're running around in the airport shooting at each other at the very end. And Heat is one of those movies. Whenever it's on, and it's primarily on Cinemax, for whatever reason, the volume on the DirecTV with the channels is always different to me. Even though there was supposed to be something with the FCC that they were supposed to make it so commercials weren't louder than the programming on TV. Yes, there
really? I never heard of that.
Yes, there was something. This was supposed to be done because the TV stations jack up the sound on commercials. How many times you're watching a regular TV show and it's like, but I love you, dun, 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 dun. We'll be right back. Coca-Cola is the greatest drink in the history of the world. You go, turn that thing down. It's almost like, you ever been, especially happens when it's raining outside, if you're driving your car, it's a pouring thunderstorm, and you got the radio like going to high hell, and you get where you're going, you shut the car, then you get back in your car later in the day when the weather's nice, and you turn it on, and the radio is so damn loud, it makes you jump.
Blows your eardrums out,
yeah.
Right?
The thing with the sound on the channels is that in a movie like Heat, for whatever reason, on Cinemax or whatever channel it is, the volume's not very loud. So I'll crank the volume on my TV. Like I think the top knob on the volume is 60. So I'll get it up to 60 for the dialogue, right? But then if they pull out a gun, it's like, forget it, because the dialogue is way down here. And the guns are, it's like, so I want to say you're my really good friend. And I want to say you're my boom, 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 boom. And that's when my wife will come around and I'm going to go, turn it down. And I'm always like, I had it set at the correct level. It's louder when the explosions are on.
Well, that's a pain in the ass playing engineer the entire time trying to watch a movie.
Yes. Is it the duality of man? Is that what? Do we have that already? Somebody just sent that in.
Yes, the duality of man.
It's supposed to represent the duality of man. Yeah, there are. I'm trying to think of it now. of all of my movies that are the favorites, a lot of times there's the first half to the movie and the last half of the movie. And for instance, with Full Metal Jacket, Drew, that would be one where my favorite first half of the movie is the Private Pile part.
The boot camp.
If I turn it on and Pile's already dead.
7.62 millimeter.
And they're already having the meeting like about Connie Francis, whoever it is that's coming to town, and Joker's making.
Today is Christmas.
There will be a magic show, and see now that's in the first hour.
Yes.
That's in the good hour. A lot of times, if I turn it on and they're already over in Vietnam, forget it. I'll just turn on something else.
It really gets you into the vibe of the movie. The first training. I mean, do you ever find yourself turning it off when the boot camp part's over?
Yeah, that's
just the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Well, now if I'm watching it start to finish, yes. But if I turn it on and it's after Private Pile has killed the guy, I go, catch it next time. Okay. Catch it next time. Here is Mike on the telephone. Hello, Michael.
Hey, dog, goddamn it. I bought one of them damn couches from there, and every time I sat on it, I get grease on my britches. I took the damn thing back, and I said, what the hell did you tell me?
I love it when our parody callers will pretend that they're white trash.
And he's still going.
It's because he knows when he's got a killer phone call. He knows when he's got some great content for the show.
He just lives it and laughs.
Is his last initial D?
He lost it.
Because he knows he's killing it. Hello, Brandon.
Hey, Don, how's it going?
Hey, buddy, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Hey, I just wanted to let you and your listeners know that 7-Eleven is giving away free Slurpees all day.
Well, thank God, because I hadn't heard that, and I had not mentioned that in the open a couple of hours ago, that we were going to be calling 7-Elevens.
I just got mine, wanted to let everyone know.
Now choke yourself.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello.
Get on your knees and choke yourself.
Hello, Big Black.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, over here at the Red House, each piece of furniture you buy, we give it away. Watermelon to each black person.
Stop it.
That's not
Stop it. Please just stop it, you idiot. So anyway, listen, I got a response from TV's Leah Remini. Are you ready for this?
On Twitter or?
I sent her a DM
on
Twitter, and she writes me back because I wrote, hey, Leah, long time no speak. Love to have you on my new show. Heard you gave up Scientology. What's up with that?
Okay.
All my love, Donnie G.
Oh, my love. What a kiss ass.
Oh, come on.
That's good. You're baiting her in.
Of course I am. So she writes back. It's 3 parts now. Here's the first part. She writes back. Hi, honey.
Yuck.
So glad you're doing well. What is your time slot now? So I wrote back, noon to 3, West Coast. And then she writes back, what kind of show are you doing now? Honey, I don't want to talk about Scientology. So I wrote back to her, I'm doing the same crap show I've always done. Please talk about Scientology. And I've not heard back from Leah. So that's all I got from her. It starts really good with like, hi, honey. But then, no, I just wrote, I want you to talk about Scientology. She doesn't want that.
I think it's going well so far.
What, the fact that
she's responding?
No, I do too.
Yes,
that's good.
I'm not joking.
Me either. She responded like within an hour of me sending her the DM. So who knows? Who knows? Got a response from TV's Leah Remini. Now, someone has been telling me this thing about 7-Eleven all day. Thank God someone just called and reminded me. Today is a 7-Eleven day, which means you get a free small Slurpee at 7-Eleven. And the DJ prep service, that awful parody song and joke service, they've got one for you here. It's to the tune of Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. It's called Free Slurpee. Let's see how long we can get through this. Can we get through 30 seconds of this? Let's find out. Let's hear it, please.
It's a great day at 7-Eleven. Get a Slurpee.
I'm not going to make it 30. Yes, it's a bowel moon. Of course it is. Let me see how far I got. I got to, it's a great day at 7-Eleven. Get a Slurpee free of charge. I'll drive a long way for an icy cold beverage. Who cares if it's a large or a small? Get a free Slurpee.
I mean...
Well, let me hear the rest of it.
Sure.
Just pick it up from where.
Way for an icy cold beverage. Who cares if it's a small or a large? Get a free.
No, please, no.
Free Slurpee.
And you can hear Tom Petty singing "Free Fallin'" in the background. Get yourself a nice a cappella version of that.
Brain freeze.
Is anyone really going to go and get a free? I mean,
yes,
it's a Dixie cup.
It's a big deal, man.
I could add to my collection.
It's a big deal to people. It truly is. So let's call some 7-Elevens. Here is Mike first. Hello, Mike.
Hey, what up, Donnie?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, real quick, two things, real quick. Concerning the Slurpees, you should see any 7-Eleven. It looks like the welfare line down there. People just, like, they just cashed their $2 lottery
I would
ticket.
just stop it.
You know, that's just inappropriate.
And not funny.
Offensive.
Offensive to me.
Yes.
The Red House.
Slurpees for black people and white people and Hispanics, too. And listen, I got news for you. It's got nothing to do with your stature in life. What it is something free. Yep. People will line up for it. And this amazes me, like when you go to Costco or go to Sam's or go to Price Club. When they're giving away the smallest piece of cheese, like government-issued cheese, that's got the little toothpick in it when they give away the samples. Have you ever been to Costco and see people that go in there and feed their families on a Saturday?
Yeah, you could have a full lunch on that.
Well, really, where you bring the kids around and you say, I don't care how long you have to stand in line. Get yourself 2 pieces of cheese. And you know why people do it? Because it's FREE. That's what it is. If it wasn't such a pain in the ass, I'd go and do it myself. But I'm not even a fan of the Slurpee. But to get something free, people will wait in line no matter what a piece of garbage it is. Not that a Slurpee's a piece of garbage, but
no, I get what you're saying.
A small Slurpee, and what I think it's simply you're thinking you're getting one over on the man. You're finally getting something back.
But it's a dollop. It's a dollop of Slurpee.
Might as well just open your mouth and just have them squirt some.
No
right
squeezing
in.
the jewels.
Be like Chris Rock. How much to pour some in my hand? You got change for 100? And when I think of Free Fallin', the movie that I think of with that song, that is Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. I think of Natalie Wood.
That's got to be. Is there a more definitive moment than Tom Cruise driving down the road in the car and he's all happy because he's signed Kush?
Yeah, right.
He's driving down the road in that rental car Buick, just loving it.
Yeah.
And when is Tom Cruise going to figure out that's the only role that we like seeing him playing is Jerry Maguire? I mean, not per se, but Tom Cruise became so goddamn popular when he allowed himself to play a character that maybe always didn't have everything coming to him. That's why people loved him in Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, but when he was Maverick, that was a great movie. Top Gun was fantastic.
I think Jerry Maguire is his finest movie. Maybe just because I like football.
I don't know,
so
man.
much.
I don't know. I would.
He's had some bad ones though too.
If it's not one, it is two. Jerry Maguire. I put Top Gun up there.
I think his cameo in the Tropic Thunder. I think he's so good in that.
Such a small role. If you talk about Tom Cruise, the movie star, you've got God, he's made some awful ones. Jack Reacher was that, and
that's a new one.
When we were gone a couple of weeks ago, we were at the theater in Reno, a cheap theater where they show movies that aren't quite the pay-per-view yet. Whatever his science fiction, Oblivion, we saw it. You know, what I thought sadly about it, not bad, but the thing is, people are just kind of sick of Tom Cruise because it seems to me that the movie Oblivion was just like every other movie he's made where it's just Tom Cruise in a rocket ship.
Well, what about A Few Good Men?
That's a good one. All right, I got him here. Let's see. Tropic Thunder, that was not necessarily a starring role. Mission Impossible.
Oh, yes.
I thought he was good in at least the first.
All three of them he was good.
Let me see.
Or four.
Risky Business, Jerry Maguire. All right, here's some bad ones. Valkyrie, where he plays the Nazi, the guy with the iPad.
Sit here!
The Last Samurai, yeah, that movie is boring as hell. Vanilla Sky, you couldn't pay me to go see that movie. Minority Report, I like that very much. War of the Worlds, I don't think I cared for. Cocktail, I didn't like very much. Mongolia, that movie gets a lot of play, and I never cared for that. The Outsiders, no thanks. Days of Thunder, no thank you. Far and Away, yuck. Collateral, that's the one with Jamie Foxx.
That was okay. That wasn't that bad.
Born on the 4th of July. That's where I started to not like Tom Cruise in that role because he plays a guy that's older and a guy that got all banged up in the war.
How about War of the Worlds?
Nope, didn't care for it.
That sucked.
Didn't care for that one.
Screw you guys. Huh?
Did you remember? I'll give you one of his older movies that I thought was really good. Taps, the one where do you remember where they're the young punks at the military academy? Do you remember? And they're wearing like the red berets.
Very old.
Yeah, it's an old, and it's got a bunch of guys that were young at the time. For The Color of Money, the one with Paul Newman.
That was good.
That's good.
That's a really good one.
But that's good because of Paul Newman.
Yes, thank you.
All the Right Moves. I like that movie. The one where he's the high school football player, where Craig T. Nelson is his football coach, and Leah Thompson is his girlfriend. And then you get to some of these, like, let me see.
There was a horrific one he made with Cameron Diaz.
Night and Day. God, that's an awful one. He's had some bad ones. Like, I don't even know what this one is called. Lions for Lambs. Interview with a Vampire. That's another one. The Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, he's had some clinkers, man.
That was a Kubrick one. Kubrick one. That's very trippy, man.
I like it.
Jerry Maguire. That's the one I love.
Orgies going on.
Jerry
boy.
Maguire. I love Glenn Fry in that movie too. Glenn Fry from the Eagles, who's the general manager of the Arizona Cardinals. Did you know that? That's Glenn Fry from the Eagles.
I did not know that.
Who's the GM, and he's got the Cardinals football helmet. He's got all the Twizzlers coming out of it. He's saying, "Now, Rod Tibble can kiss my ass. Go get your own contract." Yes, that is Glenn Fry.
He does a good job.
Oh, he's outstanding. Hello, JR. How are you, JR?
Hey, we're down here on Martin Luther King Avenue giving out free Slurpees.
You're killing me with this. You're killing me. What did I say? Is it Mongolia? What did I say the name?
Mongoloid.
What is the name of it? What's the name of the Tom Cruise movie that I'm mispronouncing? I said Mongolia. What is the name of the stupid
Hold
movie?
on, let me pull it up. Hold on.
Mangolia. How do you pronounce that?
Magnolia.
Well, there you go. I got to get a pronunciation guide. Like when I first came here, and I was doing commercials for what was it? Jackson Rancheria.
You say.
I said Rancheria because I wasn't used to seeing it, and finally somebody said to me, it rhymes with diarrhea.
Yeah. Wow.
So for the longest time, I was doing the commercials and thinking in my head, Jackson Diarrhea.
Rancheria, Placer, whatever.
Thank goodness I never said that.